RBIs in games played, at bats, hits, runs, homers, doubles, everything. He's a guy who went on the disabled list 8 times as a Cardinal. But healthy for the most part throughout 2004, and that paid off with 31 homers and 93 driven in. He takes one into the dirt, and it's 2-1. The Braves just abysmal so far with men in scoring position in the series. Look at this, 0 for 9.
Well, and that's just not going to get it done, because that means you're going to now have to try to score off home runs. If you can't drive in any runs, you know, with men in scoring position. But at this time of the year, you got to, when you get an opportunity with men in scoring position, you must capitalize.
Drew, good speed, tough to double up here on the left side of 2-1. A little late on that one, and it's 2-2. 95 as he muscled up for that heater.
And that's 95 after 3 consecutive curveballs that were less than 70 miles an hour. And David, you said, I mean, that was a hittable pitch right there. But I mean, it takes your eyes a little bit to adjust to something coming in there that fast.
3-2.
See, here's the thing. When you're hitting against a guy that you know can throw his fastball and his breaking ball for strikes, it's tough to game plan against a guy like
you. Got to sit on one or the other.
So you got to sit on one and hope to adjust the other. A guy like Oswalt, you must sit on the fastball, or he'll throw it right by you.
Right by right. When we saw that, I mean, JD's a fastball hitting machine.
2 on, 1 out. Could not hold up, and he strikes out. Oswalt fans it for the second time. And once again with a man on, and Drew strikes out again.
See, that's pitching. I mean, that's throwing your breaking ball for a strike when you need to early in the count, and then throwing it as a chase pitch.
And this pitch is not a devastating over-the-top hammer. This is the speed of the pitch and the differential between the fastball at 95 and then a breaking ball that rolls up there. This is nothing more than just changing speeds and adding and subtracting from your fastball.
But you don't swing at that pitch if you don't respect the fastball.
Exactly. A strike to Chipper Jones. He is 0 for 1 today. He grounded out to second in the first.
If Oswalt throws 87 miles an hour, 88 miles an hour, he don't swing at that pitch because he knows he has more time to wait.
He doesn't miss that other fastball either.
Chipper looking for his first hit in this series after the 0 for yesterday. Chipper Jones has now started all 85 of the Braves postseason games since he made his playoff debut back in 1995. Atlanta's last postseason game without Chipper in the starting lineup, it was Game 6 of the '93 NLCS against Philadelphia. Terry Pendleton started in third in that one, and the count is 1-2, and Oswalt is 1 strike away from wriggling out of trouble here.
David, which is the toughest pitch to get to with your bottom hand hurting, as we see Chipper's bottom hand hurting, the inside pitch or the outside pitch?
You know what? For him, I think it's just a mental battle. He knows he's not healthy. He knows his hand is hurting. And what happens is now you get too much body because you don't trust your hands. When you're hitting the ball well, your body's back and you're using mainly your hands. You know, you're getting something started,
and
but
he is moving.
Then you're throwing the hands. Well, he's trying to overcompensate because he knows his hands is hurting. He's getting too much body out there. He's getting out too far forward.
Ground ball again, pulled to the right side, and Kent up and over to Bagwell, and once again Oswalt out of trouble. It was J.D. Drew and then Chipper Jones, and they are hearing some boos in Atlanta.
On the next I Do Anything, this ain't no friendly game of dodgeball. Croquet gets some added shock value, and gymnastics from way up there. I Do Anything, Tuesday at 10 p.m. on ESPN.
With Celebrex, I will not give in.
I will not give in. I will not give in to the joint pain of osteoarthritis.
With Celebrex, I can line up my putt.
I can play the long version.
With Celebrex, 1 pill lasts up to 24 hours. That's 1 pill, 24 hours. So you can live your life the way you want.
With Celebrex, I will not settle for part-time relief.
Celebrex should not be taken if you've had aspirin-sensitive asthma or allergic reaction due to aspirin or other arthritis medicines or certain drugs called sulfonamides. In rare cases, serious stomach problems such as bleeding can occur without warning. Tell your doctor if you have kidney or liver problems.
If you're suffering from pain, inflammation, or stiffness, maybe you should stop trying to manage it on your own. Ask your doctor about Celebrex.
With Celebrex, I will not give in.
I will not give in.
Take control with the proven strength of Celebrex.
Do your living.
What will you do in the air? NBA Live 2005 with Freestyle Air. Rated E for everyone. EA Sports. It's in the game.
You have been a great audience, but I'm gonna ask you to stay away from the chicken selects or I will have you forcibly removed from the stadium. You play a mean bass, but if I see you even look at these chicken selects again, you're out of the band. I wanna play one last number for you. It's called My Girlfriend Jenny Left Me Because I Wouldn't Give Her Any Chicken Selects, and now she's real mad, but I'm real happy because I still have them.
These babies are new, and they're mine. Yummy.
I'm loving it. If you can smell the chicken, you're too close.
The division series, the National League version, 2-0. Houston in front on homers. The MLB division series presented by Budweiser today in Atlanta at Turner Field. Sunnier times for Houston at the moment. They have a 1-0 lead in the series. Homers by Bagwell and Raul Chavez, who always catches Mike Hampton. And anything they get offensively is a bonus. Well, a big bonus for him. His first hit in the postseason, and it's a home run. So it is on to the 4th inning, 2-0 Houston. Lance Berkman, Jeff Kent, and Morgan Ensberg, part of a Houston team that doesn't want you to concentrate on the postseason failures of the past. The 0-7 in playoff series for this franchise, losing 3 of those series to the Atlanta Braves. That's in for a strikeout. David, you talked about it when we came on the air. Different time, different place. That's what they're saying. This is a much deeper, more powerful, more talented, more balanced Houston team.
And this is a different Atlanta Braves team. This is no longer Maddox, Glavine, and Smokes. I mean, this is Jared Wright. It's Mike Hampton. It's John Thompson. These are guys that there's just not that fear factor. There's not that aura that was around Glavine, Maddox, and Smokes. They really believe that they can score runs off this Atlanta Braves starting rotation.
Berkman 0 for 1. He's popped out, but having said that, Jeff Brantley, it's also an Atlanta team, in many ways, a typical Atlanta team. They won 96 games. They won the division very easily by 10 games. And so I guess it's same old for Bobby Cox and company. They just want the result to be different this year. They've only won one World Series.
Well, that's why you play the games, is to win the World Series.
Berkman with a swing and a miss. He strikes out, one away here in the 4th inning.
And this is no easy task facing these sluggers or facing the sluggers that are in St. Louis. It's one way or the other.
Look at all those losses. 7 of them, and 2-9, even with yesterday's win against Atlanta in the postseason. Last time they faced him in the division series, it was 3-0.
Like I said, if you talk to these guys, they really sense that this is a different team. It's more balanced. They're coming into the playoffs hot. You know, 36-10 down the stretch. It's just a totally different Houston Astros ball club.
Chipper Jones up and over for the out. Jeff Kent retired. He's 0 for 2. Ensberg coming up. Now in game 3 of the series, the scheduled starters on Saturday at 1 o'clock Eastern time in Houston will be John Thompson, who went 14-8 during the season, but he's fighting an injury. It seems everyone who pitches in this series has some physical problem. He'll be up against right-hander Brandon Backey. Backey was the guy filling in for Clemens, who was sick last Sunday, who locked down the wild card with a terrific effort in an emergency start against Colorado.
You talk about injuries to different players. When you get to the end of the season and you play through the month of September and you're at this part of the year, there's a lot of guys that are nicked and banged up. The bottom line is you got to suit up in that uniform and get out there and suck it up and play some baseball. This is no time to be worrying about nursing an injury.
But you also get accustomed to playing with the little nicks and bumps that you get. You cannot play 162 games and not have something, you know, hurting you at this point in time.
And the older you get, you understand the difference between pain and injury, right?
Oh yeah, and you know what? And then you work out within the framework of if it's your wrist, you know what, I may only be able to take 1 round of batting practice today, or you know what, I can only take 20 swings in the cage before the game. As you mature in this game and you're a veteran, you know how much work you need. When you're a young kid, you're in the cage for hours swinging.
They got to send someone in to get you.
They got to come get you. But as you mature in this game and you become a veteran, you know, then your workouts are more directed toward something specific. What you need,
learn your body
for the game.
Learn your body. And every guy that plays 8, 10, 12 years, learns how to make adjustments within himself to make himself better. Not big adjustments, small adjustments to make yourself better.
2 men out, nobody on base here for the Astros, and that is outside for ball 4. Ensberg works the walk. Yesterday in the game, as the Astros pounded out a 9-3 victory, they took only 1 base on balls the entire day. They've already accepted 2 here against Hampton. So Vizcaino is on the way up to once again try his luck against a nemesis in Hampton, against whom he is 4 out of 22. 2-0 Houston. Vizcaino has grounded to third. He's 0 for 1. A running on Mike Hampton. Take a look at that move, Jeff Brantley, and does the knee injury affect how he can pick off or try to pick off base stealers?
I think at this point for Hampton, the only thing that he's trying to do is keep Ensberg close. I don't think the goal is to pick him off first base. I think the goal is to keep him close.
You have a very good contact hitter. Granted, there are 2 outs, but a guy who puts the ball in play, very professional hitter in Vizcaino, although he hasn't had success against Hampton. And a big hole there on the right side, as LaRoche is holding Ensberg. Up the middle softly, and that one is going to be scooped out at second base for call covering. That does it for Houston. No runs, no hits, 1 man left, but the Astros are on top by 2.
Save, save, save. E&S Men's Clothing Warehouse is having a huge summer clearance. Wall-to-wall savings with suits starting at 2 for $159. Just in time for back to school, our huge summer clearance is going on now. Navy blue casual pants starting at only $10, plus casual shirts, shoes, and more. Top quality at rock bottom prices. Open 6 days a week. Save big during our huge summer clearance. E&S Men's Clothing Warehouse in Columbus and Montgomery.
Home Furnishings Plus at 501 Veterans Parkway, where you can rent to own the living room, bedroom, or big screen television of your choice for little or nothing down. Come to Home Furnishings Plus for washers, dryers, and refrigerators, as well as DVD players and a large selection of hard-hitting stereos. Home Furnishings Plus has been locally owned and operated for over 10 years and offers low weekly or monthly payments. So come see the guys at Home Furnishings Plus, 1 block north of the Columbus Civic Center at 501 Veterans Parkway in Columbus.
Introducing Mercury Mariner with the gentle assist of a rear sensing system.
She's good.
Morning. Whenever you need help with your heating, wherever you need it, your Bryant dealer will get it to you.
Found your paper in the driveway.
Whatever it takes. Through November, take advantage of special deals worth up to $1,000 on a high-efficiency system from Bryant. Just call your local Bryant dealer and they'll get it to you, whatever it takes.
It's a new season, but the dream remains. As this year's finalists face off, see who makes it to the next round and who is set packing. What does it take to make their SportsCenter dream come true? ESPN's Dream Job, every Tuesday at 12 midnight, 9 Pacific.
Coming up on SportsCenter, how Milton Bradley made somebody else melt down. And did Ron Gardenhire pull a Grady Little? Plus, when and how long Jamal Lewis is going to jail. SportsCenter, right after the game.
Reese Davis and Steve Phillips with you in the studio. Steve, this is starting to take on the feel of a lot of postseasons past for the Braves. Astros have a lot more energy. The Braves seem a little bit flat. Maybe it's that crowd. What does Atlanta need to do to jack a little energy into themselves?
Well, they do look flat. I think there's an awful lot. They need to get some energy going. They need to bunt for a base hit. They need somebody to hit a single, stretch it for a double. They need to get this offense going. They're down 1-0. Oswalt looks very strong on the mound. They don't want to go back to Minute Maid Field, where the Astros won 18 consecutive games. They need somebody to do something to energize this offense. David Justice, what's your thoughts? What do you think the Braves need to do to try to get something going right here?
Well, I agree with you. I think they need to get runners on and try to manufacture some runs. But if you look at both dugouts, you have one dugout, the Houston Astros, showing a lot of energy, almost like the College World Series. But you take a look at the Braves dugout, very quiet, very subdued. No one's up on the fence. Guys are just laid back. You need someone over there saying, fellas, let's go. You know, understanding the importance of having to win this ball game. The Braves dugout, very quiet, very subdued. No one's up on the fence and firing them up. And hopefully that'll transition out to the field. But right now, they're just sitting down and just hanging out. Whereas you look at the Astros, everybody's up.
I know one thing that might help if Atlanta could keep Houston in the ballpark. There's a high fly down the right field line. Off the bat of LaRoche, hit him in the corner, and that is a foul ball. He almost pushed one out of here. He had a single in the second inning. But the Houston Astros have hit 6 home runs already. The first 2 games of the series. A rout yesterday and a 2-0 lead today.
But it's only a 2-run lead. That's getting a runner on, like we used to say, a bloop and a blast. We're back in this thing.
Right.
But there has to be energy coming from somewhere. And when you look at the Braves bench, no one's walking up and down there saying, hey, fellas, let's go. Let's get it done. Let's start manufacturing something here. We cannot lose this ball game. Guys are just sitting down, just hanging out, almost like it's a spring training game.
The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. And Chavez will collect it and throw on to complete the K. 2 down. Strikeout number 3 for Oswalt. Remember in Roy Oswalt, though, we're talking about a pitcher who won 16 games from June 22nd on, more than any other pitcher in the majors. The only National Leaguer to win 20. And when he's right now got a 2-0 lead, that might appear to Atlanta to be 4 or 5 runs the way he's thrown.
But you can't look at it that way. If you're Atlanta, you've got to figure out some way to get somebody on. I don't care if you've got to bunt it or if you've got to stick your elbow out there or whatever it is. You got to get yourself on base.
Andrew Jones does that right on cue with a base hit. That makes him 6 out of 12 in his career off of Oswalt. So maybe that's where it starts for the Braves. And a much better swing than he had against Clemens in the 7th inning yesterday.
Well, not too many guys can throw a fastball past Andrew Jones. I mean, he's always been a fastball hitter ever since he came to the big leagues.
You can shoot it out of a bazooka and he can still kind of hit that thing.
He'll pull it foul.
Yeah, exactly.
Andrew likely to win his 7th consecutive Gold Glove. And although Torrey Hunter again stated his case in the American League against the Yankees the other night, game 1 for Minnesota, many observers, including San Francisco Giants manager Felipe Alou, will tell you that Andrew Jones is the best center fielder in the majors since Willie Mays. About as high a piece of praise as you can offer.
Well, I'd like to see him be the best base stealer on this next pitch right here, especially with Oswalt with that high leg kick. You've got Hampton on deck. You got Charles Thomas at the plate. If Andrew's still second base and Thomas gets a hit, guess what?
6 Gold Gloves as mentioned. Felipe Alou has said that the only thing that Willie Mays does better is he goes to the wall and robs guys who hits better. Other than that, they're dead even. Thomas is retired. Oswalt gives up the single, but no rally for Atlanta. 2-0 Houston.
ESPN puts the spotlight on the highlight with ESPN 25 the book. Available now.
We're going now, baby, now. They're a dynamic duo.
We gotta play to your strengths. And thinking ain't one of them.
In this year's funniest movie.
He's gonna do something. He just winked at me. And what's wrong with you? Did you frisk him? He got at least one more gun on him. Cavity searcher.
Queen Latifah, Jimmy Fallon.
This is your unmarked car?
We found her.
A Daewoo? I can't be seen in this thing. Open the door. I don't want to get Daewoo on my hands.
Taxi.
Get over there.
I got chopper.
Rated PG-13. Now playing in select theaters. Tomorrow everywhere.
This fall, Bristol Myers Squibb, the cancer community, and I will come together for a very special campaign called the Bristol Myers Squibb Tour of Hope.
At Bristol Myers Squibb, the race against disease never stops. This October, we bring that race out on the road to raise awareness about cancer research and the importance of clinical trials. Follow the Bristol Myers Squibb Tour of Hope team and Lance Armstrong in this historic ride.
Hope, triumph, and the miracle of medicine. Bristol Myers Squibb Company.
Program in the first.
$4.
Summer wind.
Snacks in the fourth, $25.
From across the sea.
A soda at the end of the seventh, $3.
It lingered there.
Friday night, no TV, DVDs, or video games. Priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Devoted fan of Major League Baseball.
Log on to MLB.com to follow baseball live on the web with MLB.com's real-time stats, game day audio, and MLB.tv. MLB.com, where baseball is always on.
Heading to the top of the fifth here in Atlanta, Drayton McClain, the owner of the Houston Astros, his team a 2-0 lead on the Braves here in Game 2. What does it say about your franchise? The great run to finish the regular season, and now what looks like a pretty solid lead in this series.
Well, it's been a most unusual year. We had great anticipation when we started the season, played great in April, then May, June, July did not play well. In the last 7 weeks, it's been a most successful season for us.
What kind of energy and enthusiasm do you anticipate at Minute Maid Park for Game 3 if your Astros stay ahead here?
Well, particularly the last series against St. Louis, where we defeated the Cardinals, we had to. We didn't have any margin for error, and then the last 3 games against Colorado, all 6 games were complete sellouts. And I think people in Houston are just really excited. They've been waiting a long time to have a champion.
Can your franchise overcome the past troubles in the playoffs? You look pretty good here so far.
Well, the win yesterday was just one of I think one of the most important victories ever in the history of the Houston Astros. This is the 42nd year. And we needed to defeat the Braves because the Braves had beaten us in 3 playoff series, and we needed to assert ourselves. And in the clubhouse before the game, I've never seen the confidence that our players had.
How do you approach the big free agent signings coming up here and your manager, Phil Garner?
Well, that's going to be a big step for us, but right now we're focused on defeating the Braves today and moving through to the World Series. And then we're going to really, really aggressively go after all of that.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for being here today.
David?
Dave, Mr. McClain, thank you very much. Another hit for Raul Chavez moments ago. A home run for him in the 3rd inning. And now a single here in the 5th inning. He is having quite a day. Drayton McClain, the owner of the Houston Astros, he had a business trip planned for October 10th, just a few days from now, which he planned weeks and weeks ago. He was going to go to the Czech Republic and to Latvia to attend to some business. And then when the team caught fire, he decided to cancel that trip. He said, I think we might be busy around October 10th as they went roaring down the stretch to win the wild card.
Well, they have come roaring. There's no doubt about that.
And now Oswalt will be allowed to bunt. If he can get it down, he is 0 for 1 with a ground out to short. 2-0 the Astros, and they really have lit up the city of Houston with this spectacular reversal of fortune in the second half. And now they're pounding on the Atlanta Braves. 2-0 here, 9-3 yesterday in Game 1. And David, this is just, as Steve Phillips was talking about, you mentioned it as well, so much energy pulsating through their clubhouse and in their dugout and in all of their interviews, whereas the Braves just seem to be on a different level. Maybe they just run a little lower on the enthusiasm meter, but you're seeing it out of Houston. You're not seeing so much out of Atlanta.
Well, if it's there, it's just not visible. I mean, you got to understand, every team needs a guy who goes up and down that bench, you know, keeping guys loose, keeping them fired up, keeping their focus. And see, I'm not expecting to be a young kid. You know, to me, the young guys on the ball club, they're looking for direction from the veterans.
They're looking for a leader.
Yeah, they're looking for someone, exactly. And that's my point. You look at them right now, it's like they're in cruise control, but you're losing. You don't have a lot of innings left. We got to start, you know, get that focus. Let's go and get some energy in that dugout.
Boy, Hampton has just gone to 3-0 on the pitcher, who's simply trying to give himself up and bunt to sacrifice.
Cruise control is fine during the regular season. When it comes postseason time, you got to turn it up a notch. And we've seen the Houston Astros do that. When you walk into that locker room and you see Andy Pettitte, who is on the DL, can't do anything but cheer. Wade Miller's in the same situation, but yet they're here cheering for their ball club. That is not good walking the pitcher right there.
Oswalt taking ball 4, first and second for Houston. And there are also plenty of empty seats, which has become a playoff tradition here in Atlanta. After the initial euphoric seasons like 1991 that David Justice was a part of. And here comes Leo Mazzoni. Trying to find out what is up with Mike Hampton walking the pitcher. Well, tonight, running back Wally Lundy leads Al Gross 4-0 and 9th-ranked Virginia Cavaliers. They try to remain unbeaten, and they'll host Clemson. College football primetime is presented by Cooper Tires tonight at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN. Clemson, Virginia, also available in high definition on ESPN HD. Call your cable operator, DirecTV, or DishNet today. For more info, log on to ESPN.com. Nobody out and 2 on. Houston already on top 2-0.
Well, in this situation with Biggio at the plate, Biggio is a great bunter. He's going to try to bunt the ball and make Chipper Jones come and field this ball. Chavez is at second base. He's not a very fast runner. You're going to see Furcal most likely head to third base, and they're going to try to cut this run down at third base.
You got a pitcher with a bad knee, a third baseman with a bad hand. This could get interesting. Up and away for ball 1. Dave Justice, you played on teams that won championships here in Atlanta, New York as well. Who was that guy who went up and down the dugout, the rah-rah guy, the one that kicked everyone in the tail and said, we need to ramp up our level of energy?
Well, for Atlanta, it was me. I mean, I was the guy that was known for being that type of person. I was the vocal leader of our ball club. But if you look at this Atlanta Braves team now, I think, I mean, if I had to ask one player, I would say Julio Franco, because he's not in the lineup. He's out there. It's in the dugout. He's very respected, you know, loved by the players.
And he can do it in 3 different languages.
Absolutely. You're right. He can talk to the Americans as well as the Latins. I think he would be the one.
I think Hampton has got some problems with that knee. He stepped off of the back of the mound a while ago before Mazzoni came out as he walked Roy Oswalt. And the first thing that he did was reach down onto the backside of that left leg. Now, this is no time to be a hero, I can assure you of that.
He's missed with 6 in a row. Bunted out on the strike, and that's a fair ball. Now rolling foul. 2-1 on Biggio. He'll come on back. And the runners, Chavez and Oswalt, will return to first and second. But he had missed with 6 consecutive pitches until that one.
When you can't push off the back leg, it makes it very difficult to drive the ball down into the strike zone. We've seen Hampton the whole ball game being able to do that, but there's only so much that knee is going to be able to take. And when the fatigue starts to take over, the ball starts to rise. And when the ball starts to rise, David, you know as well as I do, it starts going over the fence with some regularity.
And right now he's going to have to move around because, you know, Biggio's bunting. He's got to move off that mound after every pitch.
The 2-1, not bunting this time. Chipper with it into second, 1 on the first, double play. Well turned by Atlanta. 5-4-3. Chavez becomes the runner at third with 2 away, and Hampton makes a big pitch.
Big pitch, and this is a big defensive play. I mean, they had an opportunity to really break this game open. This really helps out the Atlanta Braves. Gets a fastball, hits it. I mean, Taylor made perfect. Just a matter of executing these throws, but this is an easy double play.
Now, I know that the count was in Biggio's favor, but why are you not bunting there? You've got to bunt in that situation. You get a 1 out with this lineup coming up.
Beltran went, according to the home plate man Phil Cuzzy. He swung the bat, so they pull away the bunt. He did hit it sharply, but right at the feet of Chipper Jones for the easy twin killing.
I'd take my chances with 1 out and runners at second and third, and Beltran and Bagwell coming to the plate. I don't like that play at all.
I think you're absolutely right. That was a surprise, although Hampton had been scuffling in the strike zone. That one right over the shoe tops of Beltran. Today, 0 for 2 with a strikeout.
Just the amount of pressure that it would put on Hampton. Second and third with Beltran, then Bagwell. That's a lot of pressure to be pitching.
You put a 4-run lead up on that board with the Astros ahead right now, they're going to be swinging with some kind of relaxed atmosphere.
And if you think the Braves appear down now, let them get down 4-0.
Into the dirt, 2-1. Bagwell on deck. Should we get that far? 2 away.
You got a pitcher struggling the way that Hampton is right now. The last thing that you want to do is try to be over aggressive and get tricky out there.
Hampton, the former Astro, pitching, swinging a drive, and he hooked it wickedly deep and into the left field corner. Beltran showing off some power, and yesterday hit one fair over the center field fence and over the head of Andrew Jones.
We saw this same scenario yesterday. He hooked one foul down the right field line. The next pitch was a breaking ball he hit out of dead center.
Runner at third, 2 down, and the 2-2. Fouled it off, just got a piece of it. Yesterday, one of the killer bees striking for a home run, and Carlos Beltran, his first postseason home run. One of 4 the Astros hit on the day. They've added 2 more today. Beltran would later be drilled in the ribs in the 7th inning with a pitch.
That ball looked like he just slapped it, and it still went out of dead center.
A swing on the foul moments ago certainly didn't indicate he has any trouble with that rib cage. And he is all over Hampton. 5 out of 8 with a homer. Again, the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So the Astros decide not to bunt. Biggio hits into a double play, and then Beltran strikes out. Is the tide turning for Mike Hampton in Atlanta in Game 2?
Whoa. First prize Bud Light?
Don't even think about it.
All right. Do it for Daddy. Fresh, smooth, real Bud Light. I love that dog. It's all here.
Katie was sure of her cholesterol plan. She took medication, she ate right and ran. Yet it wasn't enough to get bad cholesterol low. What's this? I'm still here in the land of no. Switch to Crestor, her doctor said. You're not to blame. All cholesterol drugs simply aren't the same. When Crestor performed in a head-to-head test, its lowering effect was clearly the best. Crestor's proven effective. That's well understood. Would you like to try it? Why, yes. Yes, I would.
Ask your doctor about Crestor. Crestor is not for everyone, including people with liver disease and women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. Simple blood tests are needed to check for liver problems. Tell your doctor about other medications you are taking, or if you experience muscle pain or weakness, as they may be a sign of serious side effects.
Since Katie switched to Crestor, her cholesterol's much less. With Crestor and diet, it's the land of success. Get your free trial today and you just might declare, I'm a Crestor success. Now you're getting somewhere.
Yeah, you're gonna be busy. Because right now, when you buy any 2 EA Sports 2005 games, we'll send you a 3rd game free. Download your coupon today at easports.com. Rated everyone.
Dun, 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 dun. Perfect timing. Monday Night Football, and... Whoa, the new double melt pizza. Layers of flavor, cheese, crust, sauce. Thanks, man.
Domino's Pizza congratulates ABC's Monday Night Football on its 35th anniversary. Monday Night Football and Domino's. It's all you need.
First time since we've been here for this series, games 1 and 2, there's a little bit of electricity running through Turner Field. The fans starting to sense that maybe Atlanta just caught a major break as Biggio hit into that double play. And Mike Hampton singled in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 1. Will lead things off here. Followed by Fricall and Giles. So the speed guys at the top of the order right behind Hampton. This might be the inning for the Braves if they are going to turn things around. 1 ball and 1 strike on Hampton.
Houston with the 8th and the 9th batters on base. If that's not a bunting situation, I don't know what is. Double play lets them right off the hook.
Phil Gardner, you figure he's rolling the dice a little obviously there as it's fouled away by Hampton, because throughout his career Biggio has been among the most difficult men to double up. Just not this time. This was tailor-made.
This is not the time to be rolling the dice. You got a 2-run lead. You got your foot right on the top of their neck. This is not the time to ease off. You twist that thing over and you put them out of their misery.
1-2 is outside. And David, what does that do to your club in the dugout when you look like you're building a big inning? You got Beltran coming up right after Biggio, one of your top RBI men. And the double play just suffocates it. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and Hampton is done. Fricall coming up. He is 1 for 2 on the day. This Saturday is Showdown Saturday, ABC's college football featuring 4 of the top 10 teams in the nation. And noon noon Eastern, number 5 Texas battles number 2 Oklahoma. Then at 3:30, you'll see either number 7 Cal against number 1 USC, number 16 Wisconsin, and number 15 Ohio State, or number 21 Oklahoma State taking on Colorado. Check your local listing. For a call up for the 3rd time, does that suck the life right out of a dugout?
Not out of Houston, because you know what, the ball has been bouncing good for them in these last 2 games. So this game and last game. So I think they just see it as a chance or something that just didn't go their way. But if you look at their team, I think they feel very confident that they're not going to get any runs off those balls today.
Kent hoovers it up, and for call is quickly done in. 2 away.
Now, if Atlanta scores 2 runs and tie this ball game up, you bet believe every one of those guys are going to be talking about that particular play.
They'll all be tomahawk chopping in this joint if that happens.
Oswald now 4 2/3. He has allowed 5 hits but no runs. Hasn't walked anybody. Hampton has walked 3 men. Gently hit. Bagwell leaves first. The underhand flip, and that is one quiet inning for Atlanta. They go down 1-2-3, so no turn of events whatsoever.
Buying a home? Now you can be a power.
Save, save, save. E&S Men's Clothing Warehouse is having a huge summer clearance. Wall-to-wall savings with suits starting at 2 for $159. Just in time for back to school, our huge summer clearance is going on now. Navy blue casual pants starting at only $10, plus casual shirts, shoes, and more. Top quality at rock bottom prices. Open 6 days a week. Save big during our huge summer clearance. E&S Men's Clothing Warehouse in Columbus and Montgomery.
Home Furnishings Plus at 501 Veterans Parkway, where you can rent to own the living room, bedroom, or big screen television of your choice for little or nothing down. Come to Home Furnishings Plus for washers, dryers, and refrigerators, as well as DVD players and a large selection of hard-hitting stereos. Home Furnishings Plus has been locally owned and operated for over 10 years and offers low weekly or monthly payments. So come see the guys at Home Furnishings Plus, 1 block north of the Columbus Civic Center at 501 Veterans Parkway in Columbus.
Limit the cell phone minutes.
That's not good enough. We're not leaving this room unless we can cut something else.
Can they really keep us here?
What about all this stuff?
What stuff?
All this stuff. What does it cost to create all this? Time, effort, people.
How much?
It could be millions.
Millions.
Come on, come on.
What's the status? Torn ACL. How about you? Still waiting for the MRI, but it looks like a blown elbow. Tommy John surgery. Not good. I've been putting out surgery for months. Now I know Shaq felt. Hey, Ramirez, how's the hammy? Tight. I'm into the whirlpool.
Jimmy.
Hi, it's Dan Patrick on ESPN Radio. This week's injury report is out.
ESPN Radio. Get your radio on.
ESPN's Major League Baseball Division Series, presented by Budweiser. Brought to you by the document company Xerox, helping your business grow in unexpected ways.
The Astros lead in the series, and they lead in Game 2, 2-0, on a very pretty fall afternoon here in Atlanta. The beautiful city of Atlanta, Georgia. Jeff Bagwell will lead things off here in the 6th inning. Mike Hampton very quickly out there with all those smiles on the faces of the Astros, and why shouldn't they be, the way the series is progressing for them. Hampton barely got a chance to sit down after a very tough 5th inning, although he got out of it on the hill. A lot of help there in the double play ball from Biggio. Inside on Bagwell for a ball, but Hampton, when he came up to hit, he ran 5 pitches before he made his out. For Call, however, only saw 2 pitches before making it out. Giles 1 pitch. So Hampton had very little time to collect himself and get any kind of a rest. Right back at it and facing the heart of the order.
Well, this is definitely a big inning for Mike Hampton, facing 3, 4, and 5 in this Astro order, because if he can get these guys out in succession, he's got J.D. Drew, Chipper Jones, and probably the best hitter they've got with runners in scoring position, Johnny Estrada, coming up in the bottom half of the inning.
Bagwell weaves right through the pitch. A homer in the 1st inning, a strikeout in the 3rd inning. Berkman, the on-deck man.
You can see where Chavez has that glove set up. not Chavez, but where he's got the glove set up, Hampton puts the ball right on it.
Johnny Estrada behind the plate here, and the pitch is outside. Bagwell with 27 home runs during the regular season. And we mentioned his homer today. They are 18-9 this 2004 campaign when Bagwell hits one over the fence. Swing and a foul tip, and that one came back to bite Estrada. He got nailed, and he's going to need some help from the trainer. A roundhouse cut by Bagwell, fouled it away, and Johnny Estrada is in some pain here.
Ooh, it takes it right off the inner thigh. You know that's going to hurt.
Yeah, it's going to leave a mark. I've seen it time and time again with Estrada back there behind the plate. I think in one game earlier this year, he got hit 6 or 7 times. Still back there, just putting his mitt up and going on with it.
Well, he will hang in there. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Bagwell. The Astros with 2 runs on a pair of homers, just 3 hits so far. Atlanta has out-hit them. They have 5, but no runs. Off the outside, Bagwell looked it all the way back into the mitt.
I still love the placing of Estrada's glove. He really gives you a good low target down in the strike zone. He gets down there with you a little bit. Every pitcher loves to have that mitt right where he's got it.
And now does Bagwell look to you, David, like he has established a trend in the series that if he's going to hit it hard, he's going to go right field?
Well, and that's the way the Braves are pitching him. So that should be his focus, is take what they give you. If he hits enough balls to right field, they'll start coming into his wheelhouse. Then you'll really see him unleash on them.
Start to pull it. Pops this one a mile in the air on the right side. LaRoche is there on the grass, and the first baseman will make the catch down low. Bagwell retired. That was up there all afternoon. Bagwell not happy at all with that at bat. Certainly not that last swing. He is 1 for 3 today.
Well, David, you've been saying it all day. This ball is left right in the middle of the plate, and Bagwell knows he should have crushed this pitch.
You're right, and this is a pitch right in his wheelhouse. They've been pitching him away. All he has to do is beat him a few times to right field, and now they'll work themselves right back into his wheelhouse. He knew that he got his pitch and just missed it.
Lance Berkman 0 for 2. He's popped up and struck out. Hit a 2-run homer in the 3rd inning yesterday. One of 4 Astros to park it. Club record in a playoff game for the Astros, and that erased thoughts of his first inning error on the Marcus Giles line drive. He stings this one into right center field for a base hit. Andrew Jones cuts it down, and it's a single for Berkman with 1 out in the 6th.
Second baseman Jeff Kent.
You watch Berkman swinging the bat from the right side, you wouldn't even think it's the same guy that hits from the left side. A totally different swing. He swings down on the baseball almost. He talks about it like chopping wood. The way he swings the bat from the right side, hits a lot more line drives on that right side, but that ball right there was absolutely stung.
So far, a pretty quiet series for the former National League MVP Jeff Kent. He sticks that one to center field. However, Andrew Jones backing up with room, and he makes the catch shy of the track. So Kent is now 1 for 8 in the series. 0 for 3 today, and that's in front of Morgan Ensberg.
Well, this is a pitch. I mean, he's got nice movement, nice tailing action on his fastball, and as a result, he gets Kent to hit off the very end of his bat. If this ball had flattened out, or if it was straight, that ball might have been out of center field.
Hampton has pitched very effectively. He's allowed only 4 hits, and despite 3 walks, he's made a couple of mistakes to Bagwell and to Chavez. He's paid for those. 2-0 Houston. Otherwise, he has been very, very good out there. The question is, how long will he be allowed to continue to pitch? Because in a couple of innings, they're going to need to pinch hit for him, get him out of the ball game in order to bring up a batter. The pitch, a check swing, and it's in there for a strike on Ensberg. Well, first base, Lance Berkman.
Hampton definitely seems like he has control of all of the pitches that he's using today. Even the pitch that Bagwell hit out did not look to me as though it was a mistake pitch. It just looked like a great job of hitting from a guy like Bagwell that just went out there and absolutely got it.
And once again, you see him moving the ball around the strike zone. The first pitch was away, and now he comes inside.
Well, he's either cutting or sinking every pitch that comes up there.
There he goes there and picked off the throw to second, the tag down, and he is out. Berkman cut down at second. So Hampton erases him, and it remains 2-0 Houston as we go to the bottom of the sixth.
Coming up on SportsCenter, how Milton Bradley made somebody else melt down. And did Ron Gardenhire pull a Grady Little? Plus, when and how long Jamal Lewis is going to jail. SportsCenter, right after the game.
Oh, and welcome to the neighborhood.
We live across the road.
Thank you.
Enormous neighbors love emerald nuts.
What did I do to get over the recession? I changed my shampoo. Get V for Men Thickening Shampoo with Virginium XY for up to 50% thicker looking hair for better scalp coverage. V for Men by L'Oreal Paris.
Investing your money. Janus tracks down companies they think look headed in the right direction, looking to buy in early. You can't do it long distance, not by numbers alone. Janus walks the walk, shows up in person, goes over their financials, their management, their products, their prospects. Hands-on, step by step, from the bottom up, working to deliver for Janus investors. Get there.
So that's the last slide, right?
Right. So I'm hitting send?
Yeah. Wait. Who's presenting in Chicago?
McLean.
McLean?
Yeah, he can do it. Right?
Hi.
Let me guess. McLean's on his own in Chicago? Have a good flight.
We know why you fly. We're American Airlines.
I've got 3 studios. This is where I do the watercolors. Out here, I like to work with acrylic. Here's where I work with oils. I put Next Life in there, and from one change to the next. No more leaks.
At $75,000, time to switch to Max Life.
Can you throw in some water skis? Fishing rods?
Earmuffed negotiators love emerald nuts.
Log on to MLB.com to follow baseball live on the web with MLB.com's real-time stats, game day audio, and MLB.tv. MLB.com, where baseball is always on.
Game 2, Hampton has pitched well, but Oswalt has been a little bit better. And Roy Oswalt has a couple of home runs on his side. A ground ball up the middle, but not hit too stiff. And Vizcaíno is there in time of the throw to get J.D. Drew, who is 0 for 3. The number 3 hitter, 2 strikeouts and a weak ground out there, JB. And more wasted opportunities here for Atlanta to get something going.
Well, that now makes Jones and J.D. Drew 0 for 12 with 5 strikeouts in this series so far. When your 3 and 4 hitters cannot perform and cannot put some runners or get themselves on base or drive some runners in, you got problems.
Chipper Jones, first pitch swinging, and he pops it up into left. Biggio underneath it. 2 down just like that.
How about a 3-pitch inning?
Well, 2 outs on 2 pitches. Wow. And Atlanta mustering nothing close to an attack here today against Oswalt. David, is it a case of Oswalt just overpowering them? I mean, he has a nice string of outs going here, or is that an over-anxious Braves team that cannot get hits?
What it is good pitching will always be good hitting. And he's doing an outstanding job of locating all of his pitches, throwing his breaking ball at any time. You really can't game planning. And a lot of it is Oswalt. I mean, he's an outstanding pitcher. There's a reason why he won 20 games.
Well, let's face it. I mean, he's throwing the ball in between 94 and 96 miles an hour down around the kneecaps. He hasn't thrown too many balls up in the strike zone. And with that kind of power, with the change that he's throwing with that breaking ball, there's not too many teams that are going to put a whole lot of string of hits together against that anyway.
See, that's why you got to put some type of pressure on him, though. Guys like Furcal, Giles, bunt a little bit,
change it up,
running, do some things to get some runners on base, and maybe you can rattle him then.
And that's what you and I thought that this club would be doing today, but they have not done that. They've not put any pressure on him at all. This has kind of been a walk in the park for Oswalt today.
Well, he's retired 10 of the last 11, making it look awfully easy. This time, however, he walks Johnny Estrada, who was very patient. He took a much different approach. Drew made his out on one pitch. Chipper made his out on one pitch, but Estrada works the count and takes the walk.
But they're still in this. It's not like
it's a two-run
game. Right. A home run here, or even a double here, something to really get this team, charged up. And they're right back in this. And it's only a two-run game.
But you can keep on saying that until the bottom of the 9th inning, and all of a sudden you're down 2-0.
You run out of innings.
Trying to hold up, and LaRoche could not. He's had some good swings today. He ripped a single in the 2nd inning and struck out in the 4th inning. He was 0 for 3 yesterday.
There's that breaking ball, though, and he'll throw it at any minute. But you got to have a game plan against a guy like this.
You can't just go up there and just
go up there hacking like that.
And he lays that one in there for a called strike. And now he has LaRoche in the hole, 0-2. So a 2-out walk has a base runner for Atlanta in Estrada. But Oswalt delivers, and he left it downstairs again. Game 3 of the series, Saturday at 1 o'clock Eastern Time on ESPN 2. John Thompson against Brandon Backey. And a Game 4, if necessary, on ESPN on Sunday, also at 1 o'clock at Minute Maid. He fouled that one off his body. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You can almost see Roy Oswalt speed up his delivery when he throws that really, really slow breaking ball, and it almost makes the hitter jump out at him, and that pitch came in at 68 miles an hour. I mean, LaRoche barely even got a piece of that ball.
That's 4 breaking balls in a row. You got to be careful throwing too many pitches the same.
And with a fastball there at 93, missed.
Yeah, that was important. You cannot give a guy 4 or 5 straight breaking balls. Because you miss a little bit, he's going to hammer it.
Smoke it.
Swing, fly ball, very shallow center coming in. Beltran, he waited a long time. Did he wait too long? They did. It falls in for a hit. Estrada into 3rd. He's there safely. Beltran fooled a little bit on that fly to center field. Vizcaíno also went running out and could not make the over-the-shoulder catch. And a break for Atlanta. Runners at 1st and 3rd and 2 down here in the 6th.
I mean, you're right. He didn't get a great jump on this. And I still thought the type of speed that he has, he would still make this play. But this ball, this is perfect placement. Just fortunate they didn't get hurt, or it could have been a lot more costly.
Well, the swing that LaRoche took, I think, made Beltran take a first step back and didn't allow him to get back to the baseball. But he hit it off the end of the bat because it was that slow breaking ball, and it just kind of flopped right in there.
But this is the break. This is now you feel the crowd. Now you feel the energy. Now they're coming alive. As always, you need one play, something to wake everybody up. This may be it. And you got Andrew Jones up, who does have success against Roy Oswalt.
Well, this was by far the biggest AB of the series for Atlanta at this point.
And here it comes. Andrew 6 out of 12 against Oswalt, including a base hit in the 4th inning. 1 for 2 today. And 29 homers, 91 RBIs during the regular season. Estrada and LaRoche are on. The inning probably should be over. Breaking ball, high fly right center, but that should be caught. Beltran into the alley, and that does it for Atlanta here in the 6th. They get the break. They do not capitalize. That's a big story in this series. 2-0 Houston.
Hey, Howie, what are you doing? Sleeping? Wake up. Hey, Buckethead, get up. Hey, nice golf game today, little buddy.
Somebody, please stop the pain. He's killing my minutes. I needed a wireless plan.
With Radio Shack's pain-free wireless sale, you get great deals on plans and phones, like this Sprint PCS Vision Picture Phone VGA 1000 by Samsung, just $49.99 after instant rebate with 2-year agreement.
Can you transfer all the numbers except that one?
Radio Shack.
Just in time, I found you just in time. Before you came, my time was running low. Now you're here, now I know just where I'm going. No more doubt or fear.
Going above and beyond. It's the Marriott way.
It's a wonderful night, you gotta take it from me. It's a wonderful night, come on and break it on down. It's a wonderful night, you gotta shake it for me. It's a wonderful night, come on and break it on down. That the spot will get hot, that it's ready to pop. Don't even look at the clock, come on and break it on down.
Find your Verve, the stylish Verve. 6 colors, 6 attitudes. Olympus, designed to do more.
Are you getting this? Yeah! Are you getting this? Yeah! Get the car! Get the car!
X-Men Legends. Choose your X-Men. Combine their powers. Save a helpless planet. X-Men Legends. Rated T for Teen.
With Celebrex, I will play the long version.
Ask your doctor if Celebrex is right for you, or call 1-888-CELEBREX.
Atlanta blowing a chance with 2 men on after that pop-up by LaRoche falls in for a base hit. But Andrew Jones, who usually has a lot of success against Roy Oswalt, flies out to center field harmlessly. And the Braves miss another chance. And they're down 2-0. The Astros in front and batting here in the 7th inning. A ground ball on the first pitch. Ensberg for call and 1 man out. With Vizcaíno on the way up. But J.D. Drew and Chipper Jones combined in this series for the Braves are now 0 for 13 with 5 strikeouts. They've stranded 10 base runners, 8 of them in scoring position.
I mean, you look at Hampton's numbers. I mean, he's only given up 4 hits. The guys pitched outstanding. You're not going to shut out this Houston ball club. That's just not going to happen right now. But offensively for the Braves, they are just absolutely struggling. I mean, 0 for the. What were the numbers you just threw out right there? 0 for 14, 0 for 13 from your 3 and 4 guys? That's tough.
David, you made the point when we came on air as Vizcaíno takes a strike that the Astros are doing what good clubs, hot teams, do all the time. They get it not from 1, 2, or 3 guys. They're getting their offense from places you would not expect. And that includes the man now on deck, Raul Chavez, the catcher. He's the Astros' number 2 catcher. Usually it's Brad Ausmus, but Chavez catches Roy Oswalt when he pitches like today. Chavez with a home run and a single. He is 2 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. And he never hits lefties, not particularly well. And today he's hammering on Hampton, one of the few who is. Bagwell with a home run earlier. That was in the 1st inning. And the Astros have made those homers stand up. Vizcaíno 0 for 2. He's grounded out and hit into a force play. Again, it's not like the Astros are crushing the ball. They have only 4 hits, as Jeff mentioned. 2-2 on Vizcaíno.
And really, if you look at it, the only bad pitch that Hampton's made was the pitch to Chavez. It was up in the strike zone. It was the first pitch, just trying to get a ball over the plate, and he crushes it over the left field wall. That ball that Bagwell hit out of right field wasn't even a strike. That ball was down on the kneecaps.
But there's something up with Hampton here. We've talked about his injury, the torn cartilage in the knee all day. Bobby Cox is coming out with a training staff, and he is in pain. Mike Hampton is in pain again. Now, they wanted to wait until the season was over. After shutting him down for a couple of weeks in September, they hope that would allow him to pitch in postseason play. He actually threw the ball very well his last 2 starts of September. But this is the 2nd time today, JB, that this injury, it appears to be the knee, has cropped up.
Well, what I think he's getting is some pinching, bone on bone. Your cartilage is what actually gives you the cushion between the two bones in your leg. And if he's getting some pinching there, that's going to cause some major pain.
Let's get a look at that last pitch, and he's coming out.
Well, he just shook his head. He said, "No, I can't go, Bobby."
It's his left knee we're talking about. Torn cartilage there. See him wince. And Hampton has done a terrific outing for him, but he will not be around for the end of it. Here in the 7th, he is lifted, trailing to his former team 2-0. We'll be back.
Learn more about spiders at spdr.com.
With Celebrex, I will play the long version.
Ask your doctor if Celebrex is right for you, or call 1-888-CELEBREX.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts, bare, man. I breathed the mountain air, man. I traveled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere.
After just 2 separate stays at any of these Choice hotels, you'll earn a free night with Choice privileges, and there's no limit to how many nights you can earn.
I've been everywhere.
For reservations, visit choicehotels.com. Choice Hotels. We'll see you there.
Houston leading in game 2, 2-0. Today's game track is brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb. Roy Oswalt has been very sharp through 6 innings. He has struck out 4. Atlanta hitting has not been sharp. 0 for 12 in the series with men in scoring position. And Bagwell's home in the very first inning, 1 of 6. The Astros have already pounded in the first 2 games, a franchise record. They've hit 2 today. And Hampton, who has pitched so well this afternoon, comes out after 6 1/3 innings. They're looking at his arm there as opposed to his knee, and this is interesting because Hampton is pitching with torn cartilage in the knee. Our assumption was that that was the reason he came out. It still might have been. We'll get a report later, but the training staff examining his pitching arm instead.
Well, I think the combination of the 2 factors, anytime that you can't push off your regular pushing motion off of the mound because you've got some problems with your leg, it's obviously going to affect your back. It's going to affect any part of your arm, whether it's your shoulder or your elbow or your forearm. And we've seen Hampton use everything that he's got today to try to keep these Houston Astros at bay. And it's just, you know, he's a warrior, but it's been real difficult on one leg.
So Grabowski had extra time to warm up, obviously an emergency situation. The line on Hampton, exactly 100 pitches when he left the game with injury. As of yet, we're not sure what that is. 5 strikeouts, and he walked 3 men.
And Jeff, as you said, he actually did have a solid outing. He's kept his team in the ball game, and he only really 1 bad pitch. Other than that, he has been very tough today.
And that's what you're supposed to do as a starter. You keep your team in the ball game and hope that you have a chance to score some runs late, and he's done that.
The happiest guy in the ballpark that Mike Hampton just came out is this man. Jose Vizcaino, 4 for 23 lifetime off of Hampton. Hits that one sharply. Nice stab by Giles, and from right field throws on to get him. 2 down in the Houston 7th. Now Hampton was going to be the number 2 batter up in the bottom of this inning, so he wasn't long for the game anyway, although he did get the first out in his frame before leaving. And Leo Mazzoni working the phones again as Raul Chavez hits, and he has hit today, a home run and a single. His first playoff hit, a big fly in the 3rd inning, and that's across for a strike. The Astros here in Atlanta, a place that has never treated them well in postseason play, looking like a completely different playoff team than the ones that failed here in the past. And closing in on a 2-0 series lead and heading back to Houston, where they have been the best team in baseball for the last several months. 1-1 popped him up, backing out Giles, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. The fans about to stretch here in Atlanta. They're looking for some runs. Houston has them both, and they lead 2-0 at Turner Field.
Home Furnishings Plus at 501 Veterans Parkway, where you can rent to own the living room, bedroom, or big screen television of your choice for little or nothing down. Come to Home Furnishings Plus for washers, dryers, and refrigerators, as well as DVD players and a large selection of hard-hitting stereos. Home Furnishings Plus has been locally owned and operated for over 10 years and offers low weekly or monthly payments. So come see the guys at Home Furnishings Plus, 1 block north of the Columbus Civic Center at 501 Veterans Parkway in Columbus.
A true taste of the Orient at New China on Veterans Parkway. A dining experience that you'll want to enjoy again and again. New China has the ultimate buffet with over 100 items to select from. A huge selection of seafood items are featured on our dinner buffet, including snow crab legs, shrimp dishes, and more. New China offers the freshest sushi bar with a delectable variety to choose from. Plenty of parking and open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. New China, beside Muldoon's on Veterans Parkway. Try it today.
Story gets better every year. Days like these should never end.
Yeah, come on, let's get out of here.
When the quality of your beer matches the quality of your friends,
Good morning.
it's easy to lose track of time. Sam Adams Light, the taste of good times.
If you're going to play this game, you have to stay in shape, especially you older guys. Ready, Billy. Now everybody start hopping. Oh, shake those butts. It's a very important stretch. Faster. Feel it?
Oh, yeah. Does that one feel good? Woo! Boys and Girls Clubs is the official charity of Major League Baseball. Together, they create a positive place for kids.
Reese Davis, Steve Phillips with you in the studio. Game 2 between LA and St. Louis tonight, Steve. St. Louis trying to get a 2-0 lead in the series. Jeff Weaver probably ready to forget his last postseason pitch.
Well, no doubt. You got 2 sinker ball pitchers on the mound. They have to get ground balls. The guy who keeps it in the ballpark will be the one whose team wins the game tonight.
Weaver's last pitch, obviously the home run in Game 4 of the World Series last year when he was pitching for the Yankees against the Marlins.
Jason Marquis on the hill for St. Louis, the former Atlanta Brave. And here's Charles Thomas in a Braves uniform circa 2004. He has gone 0 for 2 today. A pinch hitter due up next. It'll be Dwayne Wise. And another routine ground ball. Kent converges and gets him. 1 man out. It's one thing to be ripping line drives and forcing the Astros to make a slew of diving catches. But these are the softest outs you're going to see in the playoffs that Atlanta is putting up one after another.
Well, you know what? You hear it all the time. When teams are hitting well, it's a snowball effect. Well, conversely, when teams are struggling, they're going to have a snowball effect there, too. And that's what you see with this Atlanta Braves ball club. No one seems to be putting quality at bats. Now, albeit it's Roy Oswalt out there, one of the best pitchers, but they've got to figure out some kind of way to generate some offense and get some type of momentum, or you don't want to go to Houston down 2-0.
Game 1, and today all sorts of trouble. There's a base hit inside the line. Bagwell down on the knees, could not get it. Wise, he tumbles as he headed into second. He somersaulted midway between first and second base. He is safely in with a double. Boy, Bobby Cox says when it goes wrong, it goes wrong. And his base runner lost his footing. A hot shot inside first. A little giggle there from Chipper.
And how embarrassed he is, you know he's embarrassed on this one. But this is one heck of a tumble. It may have only been a double anyway, though.
Maybe.
Berkman got there quickly and got it back in. But his friends will be calling him after the game to talk about that.
You think? Real speed here. Wise, he was fine out thinking 3.
He does exactly what you were talking about, David. He went up there looking for the fastest pitch, and he got it, and he jerked it right down the right field line.
I have a feeling that voicemail is already full for Dwayne Wise, but he doesn't break a grin. Incidentally, that's the first non-single for Atlanta all day. They had 6 singles before the 2-base hit.
But they really need to get on the board this inning. You got to get on board. You're running out of outs.
Another look at the troubles offensively for Atlanta, at least to this point. 7 out of 33 in game 1. Just 2 extra base hits. We just saw the extra base hit by Wise coming off the bench. They're hitting .237 in games 1 and 2. For a call, looks at a strike. And the Swift leadoff man has gone 1 for 3 in this series. Atlanta being shut out at the moment. They've out-hit Houston, though, 7-4. In there for strike. 2-2.
And see, when your offense is struggling, you take the strikes and you swing at the balls. That's 2 strikes in a row, 2 fastballs.
Well, with the speed of Furcal, there's some plays. I mean, he faked the bunt on the first time, but you've got to get this ball in play.
He does, and it skips right over the head of the umpire field and Cobreath into the outfield. That'll bring in the run. Wise scores, and Atlanta does get on the board. It's a 2-1 game. Shot up the middle. It skipped right over the head of the second base umpire.
And comes with a breaking ball right out over the middle of the plate. He takes it right back to the middle. But this is exactly what they needed. They needed to get it on the board. You had a runner in scoring position. You haven't performed well with him in scoring position. You needed to have that run. Now you see the excitement in the stadium. And
now you also have one of the fastest men in the National League standing at first base. An RBI single for Furcal. And a lead cut in half. And here comes Garner. Heading for the home plate umpire, Phil Cuzzy. He has his closer Lidge ready to come in along with the left-hander Gallo. And let's see what he does right here. Oswalt is supposed to lead off in the 8th inning. Cuzzy is headed to the Atlanta dugout. And he's talking to Bobby Cox here.
I think what they're talking about is the phones may not be working in the visitors' bullpen. If the phones aren't working in the visitors' bullpen, then what Garner's probably saying is he wants the phones not to work in the home bullpen either.
That's a little home cooking probably.
See, they can't even make a signal down there in front of the dugout as to who they want to get up or who they need to throw. And I guarantee you that's what Garner's talking about. I can't even call my bullpen right now to get my pitchers up.
And you really can't even see them either. The way it's configured, you can't even see down there.
Now they're sending a runner down there to tell somebody either to get up or come into the ball game.
Well, this could be fascinating. We could be watching this on both sides for the rest of the afternoon and into the evening. That looked like Brandon Backey, who's going to start game 3. He's the messenger.
Well, he's the messenger, but this has happened before in this ballpark. I've actually sat down in that bullpen where those phones don't work. You can't call back and forth to the dugout.
So this has happened before.
This has happened before. This is not the first time.
So the Atlanta Braves apparently need to work out some kinks in their ballpark as far as the phone service is concerned.
Well, what Phil Garner is trying to do is he's trying to make sure that his pitcher's ready. If it's Brad Lidge that he's trying to get ready, he's trying to get him as much time as he possibly can and do whatever he can do to make sure that his pitcher's ready to come into the ball game.
But this is like a basketball game when you get a timeout. You sense the momentum starting to change. Let me try to get everything back calm. Let me try to take some of that away.
It looks like they're going to make a double switch here. It looks like Bruntlett is going to go to shortstop, and they're probably going to bring Brad Lidge into this ball game, is my guess.
Oswalt, if that occurs, will be done after 6 1/3, 8 hits, no runs, 4 strikeouts. But it feels inside Turner Field as if Garner is using some of the technical difficulties to ice Atlanta's comeback here. A couple of hits in the inning.
Yeah. Good man.
Double switch, and we'll be back in just a moment at Turner Field.
What will you do in the air? NBA Live 2005 with Freestyle Air. Rated E for everyone. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Something smells good. Delivery?
It's not delivery. It's DiGiorno.
DiGiorno? Get out. You fix the oven. You fix the oven?
pizza?
Introducing DiGiorno Microwave Pizza. Rises up golden brown in minutes. For oven-baked taste in a hurry, it's not delivery, it's DiGiorno. Microwave.
Microwave, huh?
At least I fixed something.
Day is done for Roy Oswalt. 6 1/3. He gives up 1 run, but Atlanta is back in the series after a big run here. October, 8 teams, 1 champion. The race to the World Series is on. Catch all the action on ESPN and ESPN2. Don't miss it. Now, while you were away, Bobby Cox went over to talk with Bob Watson. He's also talking with Joe Brinkman. I think what's going on here is Bobby is not buying the idea that the Astros have trouble with their bullpen phone in their dugout.
Well, I think what he's saying is Garner came out and was pointing to the bullpen, pointing to the umpire, saying, you know, something's going on here. I've got to make sure that the umpires know that I have no communication with my bullpen. I think Bobby's question is, if he comes out the first time, how come he gets to go back and come back again? That's the issue. He came out, Garner came out onto the field, and then he came back, then he went back to the dugout, came back out onto the field without making a switch.
Now, the gentleman on the right, we just saw the gray-haired gentleman next to Bob Watson, is Jack McKeon. He is the supervisor of the umpires. And they have been talking with Bobby and trying to get this thing sorted out. In the meantime, the Astros go to the bullpen, and they're going to bring on a big right-hander. Now, this conversation is ongoing. We did see Brandon Backey leave the dugout of the Astros and run down to the bullpen, presumably to get somebody warmed up.
Well, I think what Backey was doing was trying to find out if Lidge was actually ready.
He was ready to go, yeah.
You can't bring a guy into the ball game if he hasn't been warming up. If you've got no communication with the bullpen, how do you know if he's ready or not? Garner didn't know.
Lidge was warming up, though. He had been warming up previously, along with Gallo. So it wasn't like he was completely unready to come in.
Fix the phones and this doesn't happen.
Well, the fans trying to get their energy back up after a long delay here. And here's Marcus Giles with the call at first. And that's in there for a strike.
There are actually times in this ballpark where we took walkie-talkies to the bullpen and had a walkie-talkie in the dugout and in the bullpen just in case that issue that just happened didn't happen to us.
An ongoing problem. And here in the playoffs, no less. 2-1 Houston. Here in the 7th inning, Bacall takes off at a great jump. The throw by Chavez is into the outfield. Bacall is up and into third, and Atlanta has the tying run 90 feet away in the 7th.
Well, Bobby said he was going to play the same way in Game 2 as he played in Game 1, aggressively. They haven't generated any offense today, so didn't have an opportunity to see what type of game plan they're going to play today. But I tell you what, for Call, he's a difference maker. He's a catalyst of this ball club. As you see, he gets a great jump. And he has the wherewithal, though, to pick up the ball quickly to be able to advance to third base. This is great base stealing and base running.
Well, the bottom line here for Jeff Kent is you've got to stop that ball. I don't care if you put your face in front of it. The last thing that you want to do is let the tying run go to third.
Infield in, and the pitch is inside for ball on Giles. He is 1 for 3 today. Bobby Cox wanted that one.
And I tell you what, this is a guy I would rather have at the plate right now. He's had quality at bats in the first 2 games. I want to take it. I wouldn't want it in J.D. Drew and Chipper Jones' hands right now.
He wants to see Giles up and out. A squeeze play on. They miss it, and it's actually foul tipped. Foul tipped at the plate, and they're going to send for call back. Giles just got a little piece of it.
That's a break. The Braves really caught a break on this. This would have been detrimental to them. Bobby's going for the tie right here. And as you can see, the ball bounced right up, right behind the home plate. A foul ball, but man, this would have been a terrible play.
Now you see Chavez got to it so quickly, everybody in the ballpark thought that he had caught it clean and there was going to be an out at the plate.
That ball actually hit Giles in the back while he was still in the batter's box.
Swing and a miss, and he struck him. That one foul tipped into the mitt. Chavez hung on for that out, and there are 2 gone. So a squeeze play that was not successful, although luckily for the Braves, Giles did get a bat on it, foul tip it, and now he swings through the very next pitch, and there are 2 down.
Well, he comes back with a breaking ball, and he knows. He just knows he missed it, and it was hanging too. Wasn't a great breaking ball.
You're going to have a National League reliever come in to get big strikeouts in big situations. This is the guy you want out there.
Here's Drew with another chance. He is 0 for 3 today after going 0 for 3 in game 1. Lidge has been spectacular, incidentally, coming out of the bullpen since they made him the closer back in June when they traded Octavio Dotel. And he has converted 29 out of 33 save opportunities. Brought into the game here in the 7th inning to relieve Roy Oswalt. For a call at third. And that's across for a strike. For a call doing everything he can to light up Atlanta. He drove in a run with an RBI single, stole second. He's down to third now, trying to tie it by scoring in the 7th inning. The right-hander trying to maintain a 1-1 lead in the pitch. Swing and a miss, blew it right by him. 1-2.
You can see the difference between those 2 sliders. Look at the strikeouts at the bottom there. 157. That's a National League record for relievers. The reason his slider is so difficult to pick up is one of them goes down and into a left-hander just like that last pitch, but the pitch before it went away from J.D. Drew.
Furcal dancing down the third base line, trying to distract Lidge. And that one gets away. Here comes Furcal. Lidge throws home. The tag is waiting, and he's out at home. Wow. What a recovery by Chavez. As it skipped off to the right of the plate, he scooted after it, and a perfect throw to Lidge, and Furcal was out by 10 feet.
Once he hesitated, he should have stayed. He hesitated briefly, and that caused him to be out at home.
Atlanta strands that runner. It's a 1-run lead for Houston.
The WNBA Finals begin Friday at 7:30 on ESPN2.
If a homemade dune buggy can have an off-road suspension, if a solar car can use lightweight materials to increase fuel efficiency, if a vehicle this small can have incredible power, then why can't your truck? At GMC, our engineers don't just ask questions, they have answers. Introducing the mid-size GMC Canyon. Professional-grade engineering. It's no more than you need, just more than you're used to.
That was a good one. Honey, did you get it?
What would you do on your own private island? Check your mail for the Capital One No Hassle Island Giveaway. You could instantly win your own island for one of hundreds of island getaways.
What's in your wallet?
I went from Phoenix, Arizona, all the way to Tacoma, Philadelphia, Atlanta, LA, Northern California, where the girls are warm, so I could hear my sweet baby say,
Wrangler 5-star relaxed fit premium quality denim. Real comfortable jeans.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Phil Cuzzi, home plate umpire, just checked out the phone. He was on it for a long time in the Atlanta Braves dugout. And this has been an ongoing issue here in the late stages of the game. Trying to figure out if the phones work on the Houston side down to their bullpen. 2-1 here. The Astros maintaining the lead. Trying to do a little lip reading here on Phil Cousins. And the Braves are protesting this game. That's what he's saying. That's the reason he went on their phone, the one that works, by the way, apparently, and called upstairs to the press box to announce that the Atlanta Braves, Bobby Cox, have decided to play this game under protest. And we are presuming because of the phone problems. This is really extraordinary for a playoff game. And the game has turned into a terrific battle now. It is 2-1 Houston as we go to the 8th inning.
How do you protest your own ballpark's phone's not working?
If that is the case, and Dave Ryan, our reporter, will try and get to the heart of that matter. A swing and a miss by Bruntlett. Eric Bruntlett hitting. And then it'll be Craig Biggio and Carlos Beltran up against John Smoltz. And another fantastic season for him with 44 saves, a .276 ERA, 85 Ks in just over 81 innings of work. It is 0-2 on Bruntlett. Moments ago, Rafael Furcal, a race trying to score on a pitch that bounced away from Chavez, the catcher. He collected it quickly, made a perfect throw to the plate. Lidge covering and got him. And so Atlanta has to settle for the 1 run instead of the tie.
Well, as soon as he hesitated on that play, he should have never came home. But just that hesitation caused him to be out. And you cannot make that out there at home plate. You have to be sure that you can score.
You can also give credit to Brad Lidge and Chavez. That was textbook play by Chavez getting to the ball, throwing the ball to Lidge on the run. As soon as Lidge got the ball, you saw where he put his glove, right on top of home plate. Even if it had been bang bang, he would have been out at home plate because of the way that they handled it from the defensive side.
We're going to try to get word from Jim McKeon, the umpire supervisor, about what has unfolded here from Atlanta's perspective and from Houston's perspective as far as the phone trouble. 2-2 now on Bruntlett. So the Astros, who got a run in the first inning, a run in the third, both on homers, and a 2-0 lead behind Oswald. They were sailing along, but now Atlanta is back in it. A double by Wise coming off the bench, and then Furcal drove him in with a single, stole second, advanced to third. Atlanta tried for the suicide squeeze. That nearly backfired with an out at the plate, but then moments later, Furcal was out, unable to score on the pitch that bounded away from the catcher. The 3-2 from Smoltz. A ground ball to first and an easy stop for Oroch and away. Now look back at a play that Atlanta thought they could tie the game on, but it did not.
If you take a look at this, see, he paused right there way too late. It was more than a pause. I mean, if he had gone immediately, he would have been safe easily. But as a runner, as soon as you pause that like that, just go ahead and stay there. You've missed the opportunity to make it. See right there, now he starts. Now he's very fast, but he's not that fast. That's too long of a pause.
He ain't Superman.
So here's Biggio. He's gone 0 for 2 today with a walk. He hit into a double play in the 5th inning. And he grounds this one routinely to Furcal. 2 down.
Now looking at this 2-1 score, how big now does the bunt that Biggio did not put down back in the 5th inning when he hit into the double play?
It was after a single and a walk with nobody out. And Biggio at first was going to bunt, and then they pulled it away and he hit into a 5-4-3. Moments later, Beltran struck out. He's 0 for 3 today. And that opportunity went right by the boards. So they could not add on in that frame. Question is, do the Astros have enough? Smoltz on now for Atlanta. Nobody on base and 2 away. Beltran with a home run yesterday, 3 hits as well. And it's 1-1.
Well, you can tell the importance of this ball game by the 2 pitchers that are in. Coming in the 7th inning for the Astros is Brad Lidge. He's the end of the line for the Houston Astros. And coming in a non-safe situation for the Braves is John Smoltz. He's the end of the line for the Braves.
One ball and 2 strikes. 2 men out.
They got him on their feet.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Smoltz breezing through the 8th inning with the crowd backing him up as the momentum shifted here. 2-1 Houston.
Coming up on SportsCenter, how Milton Bradley made somebody else melt down. And did Ron Gardenhire pull a Grady Little? Plus, when and how long Jamal Lewis is going to jail. SportsCenter, right after the game.
I'm looking for a job as an auto technician. I can fix cars. It's like a work of art to me. It's almost like a person. It's like giving a car a new heart, you know? You put a new engine in and you know it's going to be great. I went to school for diagnostics. I got my certification. You can find me on Monster.
So you're a guy who wants to get the girl, but you've got oily skin. So you get Nivea for Men Oil Control to get rid of oil and the shine. And get the confidence you need to get the girl. Got it? Good. Nivea for Men. More involved skincare.
This fall, Bristol-Myers Squibb, the cancer community, and I will come together for a very special campaign called the Bristol-Myers Squibb Tour of Hope.
At Bristol-Myers Squibb, the race against disease never stops. This October, we bring that race out on the road to raise awareness about cancer research and the importance of clinical trials. Follow the Bristol-Myers Squibb Tour of Hope team and Lance Armstrong in this historic ride.
Hope, triumph, and the miracle of medicine. Bristol-Myers Squibb Company.
I'm sorry, I was driving too fast.
No, really, totally my fault.
The good thing is we're okay.
There's so many more important things in life.
If I'm not mistaken, you must be gelling.
Like Magellan.
Are you gelling yet? Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles are made from the softest gel ever created. If you and your shoes don't feel outrageously comfortable, you get your money back. Guaranteed.
Come on, move it! Listen to that yelling.
He's so not gelling.
Are you gelling? Dr. Scholl's.
The 8th inning here in Atlanta at Turner Field, a 2-1 game. Houston has the lead. I did just speak with the supervisor of umpire, Jim McKean, a moment ago for Major League Baseball, who said that Bobby Cox did go for the protest that has been accepted by the umpires because Bobby felt that Phil Garner was intentionally delaying the game. He felt that the phones here at Turner Field have worked all year long to the bullpen, and there should not have been any kind of operational error there. The protest has been accepted, and Major League Baseball now wait to see what happens with this game to take the next step.
All right, Dave, thank you very much. But as Jeff Brantley has pointed out, this is not a first-time problem at Turner Field. It's happened when Jeff Brantley has been in the bullpen in this very ballpark.
And that was years ago.
J.D. Drew, the batter, lines that one off the ledge. He slows it up. The throw into first, and he throws right by everybody up against the side rail. It carries back to Bagwell. So Drew will have to hold at first base. So the leadoff man is on here in the 8th inning with J.D. Drew reaching for the first time in this game.
Well, all day they've been feeding him a lot of breaking balls. This is the first fastball that he'd seen in this at-bat. And it was a bullet. Maybe this will get him started.
He didn't miss it. That ball was hit right on the screws.
But an accurate throw by Brundage still has a chance to get him. And so here's Chipper Jones. He has also been very quiet in the series, outside and low for ball one. So Drew aboard with a base hit. A 2-1 Astros lead. And for the first time in the series, it has gotten tense. Houston leading 1-0 in the best of 5.
This goes back to how well Hampton pitched, keeping his team in the ball game. Had he not pitched as well as he did, we wouldn't be tense right now.
Chipper 0 for 3. He's grounded to second twice and flied out to left. The runner goes. Swing and a miss. Actually got a piece of it there, and Chavez, for the second time in this one, is hit by a foul ball in a tender spot. So on the foul, J.D. Drew, who is running, is heading back to first base now. Oh, that's under the throat. Right under the chin.
That's going to make it real hard to swallow, David.
Chavez up and walking around. Gardner went out to check on him as well.
You know, the thing about it is when you're moving as a catcher, you really expose that part that's protected by that mask underneath your chin, simply because you've got to raise your chin in order to throw the ball to second base.
Remember, Drew was taking off on that foul ball. Here comes the 1-1 as he gets his lead at first base, not running this time. 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Bob Watson enjoyed most of the early part of the game. Just enjoying the baseball. He's been very busy, administrative reasons, over the last inning or so. On the phone as we speak. As it is played under protest by Atlanta. They believe the Astros engaged in some shenanigans, for lack of a better word, with their phones, claiming they did not work, allowing their bullpen a lot of extra time to warm up, and for Garner to come out to the field twice to essentially make one change.
I don't think that there's any way that Phil Garner did any kind of shenanigans at all. The way that he ran out onto the field showed me panic that he couldn't get onto the phone to call down to see if Lidge was ready. He went straight to the home field umpire, then he pointed to the bullpen. Then they tried to make sure they could do something about it. Then he sends a runner down to get his pitch.
Drew on the move, a strike. Here's the throw on target, tag down, and he got him. Wow. J.D. Drew cut down trying to steal. Chavez is having quite a day here in Atlanta. 2 hits, a homer, made a terrific defensive play to get for call, and now throws out Drew.
Well, we said it earlier. It's not just one guy that this team relies on it to make big plays. This is his night. I mean, he offensively and defensively, this is a huge throw. I mean, you just almost take the wind out of their sails on that play.
I think if you're J.D. Drew there, you've got to be able to make it if you're going to take off. You've got a guy standing at home plate that can hit the ball out of the ballpark.
And put you up.
Put you up by 1 run. If you're going to steal, you have got to make it.
Thrown out on a bang-bang play.
We just don't have enough outs left. We're not in the 3rd inning. We're in the 8th inning. So there's a time when you got to shut it down unless you can be sure that you can make it.
Down low for ball 4 on Jones, so he reaches. As it turns out, he would have reached second base anyway. So a man on with a man out, and here comes Johnny Estrada, who was 1 for 4 yesterday and is hitless today. This part of the order hasn't done much for the Braves in the series. Drew, Chipper Jones, and Johnny Estrada. It was Rafael Furcal who got them going in the 7th inning after Wise double coming off the bench, a big hit for him. Furcal with an RBI single, but Furcal was erased at the plate on a nifty play by Chavez and Lidge. So Chipper Jones aboard. Base hit right behind the heels of the runner. Estrada with a single. Chipper sliding into 3rd, and they're on the corners for Atlanta with only 1 out.
Well, Johnny Estrada all year has been one of their best clutch hitters. Gets a fastball and drives it right in that open hole. Fastball inside. Pulls it right in the hole. You got the hole right there. Pulls it right in the hole. Chipper, good base running, getting all the way to 3rd base. Once again, applying pressure on this Houston defense, this Houston ball club.
The Braves will go to the bench and bring Veneman in to run. Chipper Jones representing the game's tying run now in the 8th inning. And Garner out to discuss this situation with Lidge, who certainly hasn't been unhittable, as he has been most of the second half. LaRoche is going to hit here. He has 2 singles already today. The ageless Franco directing some traffic. And everybody up here at Turner Field.
I think what Garner is trying to make sure that everyone in the middle infield knows, especially with the rookie Bruntlett at shortstop, is that if Betterman breaks for second base and tries to get in a rundown, let's make sure that we don't just give this run away at third base.
Or if it's not a guaranteed double play, I won't be surprised if they don't try to come home.
Well, even on a steal from Betterman, you've got to keep Chipper Jones at bay. That's your #1 security right here.
Chipper Jones 90 feet from tying it. Here's LaRoche. He's got 2 for 3 with 2 singles. And he has some power, certainly the kind of power on a sac fly that can also tie this at 2. The 1-0 pitch. Taken down low, 2-0.
I'm just really surprised with the type of velocity that Brad Lidge has, that he's not throwing more fastballs. He's going primarily to breaking balls.
A lot of sliders. Threw a lot of sliders to Chipper Jones. Ended up walking him. And he's throwing a lot of sliders right here.
Andrew Jones on deck. Here's the 2-0 pitch to LaRoche. Grounded foul. Now he's been up twice in his career before today against Brad Lidge, and he's 2 for 2 against him. Houston leading the best of 5, 1-0, but a vastly different game for Gardner and Bobby Cox than yesterday's 9-3 blowout was. Bobby Cox playing it under protest today. Here's the 2-1 pitch. High fly ball left center field. Deep. Beltran on the run, racing back, and it is off the wall. Chipper Jones is in. Betterman will be held at third on a double by LaRoche. And Atlanta has tied it.
I said earlier, you cannot continue to throw breaking ball after breaking ball to good major league hitters. This young kid can swing the bat. Gets another breaking ball, the 5th one he's seen, and he drives the left center field. It's a tremendous play by Beltran, by the way. Off the wall. He plays this ball perfectly. Betterman has some speed. If he doesn't play this ball like this, he possibly scores.
Second and third here. Atlanta in business. They tie it in the 8th inning. And there's only one man out. Nick Green is going to run for LaRoche, who just picked up his 3rd hit of the day. He's 3 for 4. And the infield is in with Andrew Jones at the bat. Right over his head, knocked down by Chavez, and the runners hold. And Andrew went down in a heap at the plate.
Now let's make sure we understand this correctly. That was a slider that came out of the side of Brad Lidge's hand. The slider that he threw that LaRoche hit off the wall didn't do anything. So he tries to do a little bit extra. This ball comes out of the side of his hand. Everybody in the stands is thinking he's trying to knock him down. That's not the case.
But Jay Nixon, why would he go primarily to all breaking balls?
He has thrown breaking ball after breaking ball after breaking ball.
The 1-0. Waved at and missed, and another breaking pitch to make it 1-1.
It's one thing if you're throwing breaking balls to Andrew Jones. You know that's the pitch that you got to get him out with. But when you're facing Chipper and you're facing LaRoche, you've got to change speeds, or at least eye levels, at least make them see something else, then go back to the breaking ball if you feel like that's your out pitch.
Betterman and Green on the bases. Bobby Cox with 2 pinch runners in there. The infield tugged in for Houston. The Braves have tied it. Ground ball to third, runner trying to score. Ensberg coming home, and the tag gets him. He is out at the dish for the 2nd out in the inning. And an easy play as Ensberg tossed it right on the money to Chavez.
Well, he goes with the breaking ball again and gets what he needed, to a ground ball to an infielder. All he has to do is take his time and deliver a good throw. Chavez, just hold on.
You've got to remember, too, David, that this is Brad Lidge's first time in playoff atmosphere. This is why Phil Garner wanted to get him into the ballgame no matter what today before they got back to Houston. And you know as well as I do, when you're a young kid, you always go back to what is the best pitch that you have, you forget about exactly what got you here. You forget about your pitching, and you just start throwing your best pitch, which is a slider. And that's all we've seen from him tonight.
It's hard for me to understand for the guy who throws 97, 98 miles an hour, like you spoke earlier. At least throw one or two. If you had to throw it in off the plate, or just change the eye level. Change the, then you can always come back to your slider. But you can't go slider, slider, slider.
Even I know that because we've definitely out there for a long time. It's a little different when it's your first go-round in the playoffs.
Here's Charles Thomas now. Yesterday, Atlanta's hopes of beating Roger Clemens. Thomas was at the bat, and it was a no-doubt killer at bat in the third inning. Bases loaded, he struck out. He gets another chance here today, looking to bunt, but he takes it inside for ball one. So another opportunity for young Charles Thomas, who has grounded out all 3 times. Green, the runner, at third. If he scores, Atlanta has the lead. And they will lead for the first time today.
But how big is that J.D. Drew now stolen base attempt? And that's huge. Ran into that's too big of a chance to take this late in the ball game.
Well, you're also in a tough situation now for Bobby Cox because he's got Franco on deck. That's John Smoltz's spot.
The 1-0, a slicer foul on a play. That's right. Smoltz would be in the on-deck area, but now Franco has come out to hit for him. Bobby Cox, in an ideal world, has John Smoltz ready to go out after he gets another run here and put away game 2 for the Braves to split the series. Smoltz remains on the bench wearing the helmet. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners at first and third for Atlanta. They've tied it up here on an Adam LaRoche double. Lidge with a 1-1. In there for strike. And again, David, not hard. 87.
That's another slider. Anytime you see any pitch, 86, 88, 89, those are all sliders from Brad Lidge. If you see a pitch that's 96, 97, that's the fastball.
The 1-2. Into the dirt, stopped by Chavez, who has been as busy a catcher as anyone's been all year so far today.
Well, he's done a great job behind the plate, especially since they brought Lidge in, trying to keep the ball in front of him. Watch him cover this ball up. You can see him almost make a human cone out of himself to try to keep the ball in front.
The veteran Miceli loosening up in the bullpen for Houston. Lidge deals. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. End of the inning, and it ends in a tie. And we are through 8 in Atlanta, game 2. 2-2.
What do you get when you mix a chef, a plumber, and a policeman with an abandoned restaurant? A recipe for success. With the help of their local community coalition, these 3 brought in carpenters and electricians. They donated time and materials and helped turn that old restaurant into a family center. Now they're all building a better community, volunteering to help keep kids away from drugs. And that's the tastiest dish of all. Visit helpyourcommunity.org to see what your group can do, because you get more
when you get together.
Mm.
It was the biggest race of the year. No matter what, I was gonna win. And that's when I realized that some things are more important than winning.
Teach us how to give.
Including others. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Cold hard fact. Other beers are shipped warm in trucks. Coors Light is always shipped cold. Why? Because we know you love cold beer. Coors Light, our goal, the coldest tasting beer in the world.
Somewhere out there are people who can sit down on the job. It's just not you. So get the all-day comfort of genuine Red Wing boots. for people who work on their feet.
On the next I Do Anything, this ain't no friendly game of dodgeball. Croquet gets some added shock value. And gymnastics from way up there. I Do Anything, Tuesday at 10 p.m. on ESPN.
ESPN's Major League Baseball Division Series, presented by Budweiser. Budweiser, grab a cold, fresh Budweiser. It's game time.
Well, this one has gotten absolutely fascinating as we go to the 9th inning in Atlanta in a 2-2 tie. Chavez has been a big story. Raul Chavez, who always catches Roy Oswalt. Julio Franco has just entered the ball game, and he will play first base. Eddie Perez is the new catcher. That means Smoltz stays on to pitch, and he's facing Bagwell, and he delivers a strike. 40,075 looking on here today. Game 2 at Turner Field, being played under protest by Bobby Cox because he believes that some shenanigans are going on, that the Houston Astros maintaining that their telephone connection to the bullpen on the left field line was not functioning. Got some extra time to make a change and warm up pitchers. Bobby Cox believes they have no trouble at all with their phones. And so they have alerted the authorities here in Atlanta that the game is being played under protest. As you look at Bagwell, lifetime against Smoltz, he's done pretty well. 297 with 2 homers. 91 at bats. So, David, you talk about a guy who has a book against a pitcher. A 2-1. Way down and missed, and it's 2-2.
And when you have that many at bats against a particular pitcher, there's nothing he's going to throw you that's going to surprise you. And here's a pitch right in his wheelhouse. You see the swing. Bagwell's trying to put him up there.
That was a hanging slider. He just happened to miss it.
Did not chase that one, though. Smoltz wanted him to, and he thought he might have had a strike. Smoltz is upset. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
You watch Smoltz's reaction right here, and you're not going to see this much out of John Smoltz, but I guarantee you he thinks that's a strike.
But see, that's the intensity right there. He understands the importance of winning this ball game and not going to Houston down 2.
He knows. He's been here a bunch of times.
Well, that one's not hard to figure out for Leo Mazzoni and Bobby Cox. Here's the 3-2. High pop-up on the right side of the infield. Giles out into right field. And he's got it. Bagwell retired. He's 1 for 4. Now, Smoltz was angry moments ago. Still is, apparently. But so is Bagwell. This is the second at bat he missed his pitch.
See, now you can sense a little bit of tension now with this Houston ball club. You know, Bagwell's first swing was a very big swing. It wasn't that comfortable, compact swing.
The last thing that you want to do as a hitter is come to the plate and try to end it with one swing. You get out of what your norm is, out of your normal swing.
Berkman swings. It's a high, twisting pop-up down the left field line. It'll make the seats.
Especially against a guy like Smoltz. You start trying to swing for the fences against this guy, he's going to put you away like ice water.
Another guy who's had pretty good luck against John Smoltz. 4 out of 6 for Lance Berkman. He's 1 for 3 today. Remember, the Astros had a 2-0 lead until the bottom of the 7th inning today with Roy Oswalt on the hill. Now we're tied 2-2 in the 9th. Check swing, it was inside, and another pitch that Smoltz wanted badly. He did not get it.
But this ball is in off the plate. I mean, yeah, he wants it. He would love to get a couple inches in off the plate, but this ball is inside.
1-2 on Berkman. Joe Kent, the on-deck hitter.
That pitch right there is the ultimate equalizer for John Smoltz. He can start that split finger right over the heart of the plate, and it just drops straight off the plate.
And what makes it effective is the pitch before that was in tight.
She got a weak wave that time by Lance Berkman as he strikes out for the 2nd time today.
You see, the first pitch to Lance Berkman was a fastball away that he fouled off to the left side, to the right side, to the left side. That pitch there. But now Smoltz comes back with a fastball inside. Although it was a ball, you see Berkman respected the speed on that, which made him open up a little too soon on the next 2 pitches. He doesn't make those swings if Smoltz doesn't throw that fastball inside tight like that.
That brings up Jeff Kent with the bases empty. He's 0 for 3. Just 220 in his career against John Smoltz. Ball 1. Kent only 1 out of 8 in the series. One of the top RBI infielders the game has ever known. 107 runs batted in during the season with 27 big flies. Here's the 1-0. He goes the other way. A looping fly toward Drew. And that's it. 1, 2, 3. They go in the ninth. Smoltz pumped up. He's getting his crowd roaring too. And Ted Turner fielded is a 2-2 tie.
No. Hey, Howie, what are you doing? Sleeping? Wake up. Hey, Buckethead, get up. Hey, nice golf game today, little buddy.
Somebody, please stop the pain. He's killing my minutes. I needed a wireless plan.
With Radio Shack's pain-free wireless sale, you get great deals on plans and phones, like this Sprint PCS Vision Picture Phone VGA 1000 by Samsung, just $49.99 after instant rebate with 2-year agreement.
Can you transfer all the numbers except that one?
Radio Shack.
Meet the Mythbusters. They're on a quest to blow the lid off some of the best-known urban legends. But finding out what's fact and what's not can be a very messy science. On an all-new episode, is there a sure way to fake out the radar gun? Entertain your brain with the Mythbusters. Check your local listings only on the Discovery Channel.
John Smoltz is going to bat for himself. How about this? We're about to go to the last of the 9th inning at Turner Field, game number 2. Atlanta trying to tie the series. And the reason he is going to hit for himself to lead off the inning, much to the delight of this crowd, is they just don't have anybody left on the bench other than Eli Marrero, the man in white, as we highlight him. And he's the backup catcher, so you can't go with him. And so Smoltz will lead it off, followed by Fricall and Giles. Now the crowd's loving it here. They are into this at-bat unlike any at-bat in the series so far.
Well, if he gets a hit right here, they're going to really be loving it.
Loops this one to right. Here comes Berkman, and he got that hit. How about that? Smoltz leading off the 9th with a base hit off of Lidge.
Tell you what, on this particular play, it's fastball away, but if I'm Berkman, he's got to beat me over my head. He's not going to drive the ball out of the ballpark to right field. And Berkman has enough range where if he hits a ball up high over his head, he can catch it. Smoltz does not drive the ball out of right field. You got to shorten up a little bit and actually play for something like that.
Only thing John is doing is just looking for a ball out over the plate that he can slap that way, and that's exactly what he did.
You're talking about a guy who never hits practically. Rafael Fricall now looking to bunt, and he takes a strike instead. Fricall with 2 hits on the day. This season, John Smoltz batted exactly twice, and he struck out both times. And here in the division series, forced to bat in the 9th inning because the bench is virtually empty, winds up looping a single. And he represents the game-winning run for the Braves. The ball gets the one down. Chavez jumps. They'll throw to first. Close. Into second, Smoltz. But Fricall out at first base by a hair, according to Wally Bell.
Well, he thought about going to second, and it almost cost him. Because he was really thinking about it. And you got a guy like Fricall running down first baseline. You don't have a lot of time. He gets the bunt down, and you see what, as soon as he gets it, he's thinking. I mean, he even pumped his glove.
Well, had he not stumbled there, I think he would have probably tried to go to second. I think that was his original intent. But like you said, David, he doesn't turn and fire that ball to first base. When he did, he's safe.
Here's Marcus Giles with the Atlanta closer at second base. Swing and a miss for strike one. Giles 1 for 4 with a third inning single. The outfield is playing at normal depth. Giles with good power despite just 8 home runs this year. But will Smoltz be able to score on a base hit? Rounded the other way weakly. Kemp has it. Out at first, and Smoltz into third with 2 down. And that will send up J.D. Drew.
Now, who would have ever thought that we'd be coming to the bottom half of the 9th inning with John Smoltz being the run that could possibly put him over the top, and J.D. Drew standing at the plate to drive him in.
Drew today 1 for 4. He singled in the 8th inning and was caught stealing as he was thrown out at second.
And I got to believe he's going to see a lot of breaking balls. He saw it his last at bat. The one fastball he saw, he almost took the glove off Brad Lidge.
The first pitch in there for a call strike. Smoltz 90 feet away after his leadoff single, a sac bunt, and a ground out. If he scores, it's over, and Atlanta ties this best of 5.
Well, we've got to really watch Chavez behind the plate. If Lidge is going to throw a lot of breaking balls, he may be real busy behind the dish.
The 0-1 pitch. Now 0-2.
It just doesn't look like J.D. Drew is really picking up that breaking ball. He's swinging right over top of it.
Two down in the bottom of the 9th. The Braves tied it with a run in the 7th and the 8th. They're the winning run at 3rd in John Smoltz, no less. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and we're going to extra innings in Atlanta. Smoltz stranded at third base. Still tied 2-2.
Yeah, we're prepared for extra innings, and we can help you be prepared too. Insurance, loans, retirement. AIG. We know money.
Cold hard fact. Other beers are shipped warm in rail cars. Coors Light rail cars are always cold insulated. Why? Because we know you love cold beer. Coors Light. Our goal, the coldest tasting beer in the world.
Sports Illustrated has called Friday Night Lights one of the greatest sports stories ever told.
I'm gonna knock him out, and I'm gonna smile when I do it.
Now it's being called one of the greatest sports movies ever made.
It's time.
Friday Night Lights is unforgettable, poignant, and real.
That's what I'm talking about!
It will join Remember the Titans and Hoosiers as a sports classic.
Run!
Thumbs way up for Friday Night Lights. Rated PG-13. At theaters tomorrow.
Agony.
Anguish. Words that should never define the taste of your energy bar. That's why there's Snickers Marathon, long-lasting energy bar with a great taste of Snickers. Snickers Marathon, the energy you crave.
Introducing 7-Up Plus. With 7-Up, fruit juice, calcium, vitamin C, and a refreshing berry flavor. It's getting so much attention, it's blushing. Try new 7-Up Plus. When you add it all up, the only way to go is up.
Another fresh idea from Papa John's. Our new spicy Italian pizza, loaded with pepperoni and Italian sausage. Now buy a large spicy Italian pizza for $13.99 and get a DVD movie.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John.
The National League Division Series presented by Budweiser. And we are going to the 10th inning. John Smoltz, you know, he's going to be a bit winded after his single, getting all the way down to third. He was stranded there moments ago. Back to work in extra innings now. Coming up, Sports Center, Dan Patrick gets caught up on all the division series as well as everything going on around the world of sports. Derek Jeter, the best ever. Kurt Schilling looking at his next start. And jail time for Jamal Lewis. All to come on Sports Center. Dave O'Brien, David Justice, Jeff Brantley, and Dave Ryan with you in a game that is being played under protest. If you're just joining us, back in the 7th inning, Bobby Cox, the Braves manager, alerted the press box that the game is being played under protest. Atlanta believes that the Astros were simply faking, and I kid you not, that they were faking that their phone communication between the dugout and the bullpen was not working. At a critical time in the game, the 7th inning after football, it really got Atlanta going offensively. And that allowed the Houston Astros to take a lot of time to make a pitching change, plus 2 visits to the umpires from the manager, Phil Garner. We'll see what the Astros have to say about that later. In the meantime, Morgan Ensberg is leading off the 10th inning in front of 40,075 at Turner Field. 1-0 Houston in the lead in the series, but the game tied here 2-2. And the 2-1 is outside.
Now, if I'm Morgan Ensberg right now, I am lining up a fastball that I can absolutely tag to. John Smoltz does not want to put you on. You're going to get a fastball here.
Well, this is also, John Smoltz hasn't pitched more than 2 innings all year long. Neither has Brad Litt.
That's down low for ball 4. And so the Astros have their leadoff man on in the 10th inning. So Smoltz maybe a little bit tired after all that activity on the bases, having to hit for himself and singling. Walks the leadoff man. And Palmeiro will now be announced. Orlando Palmeiro to hit here. In an obvious situation, you'd think where he'd be dropping down to bunt. 2-2 tie. 12 hits for Atlanta. Garner's team has only 4. But they got 2 home runs early by Jeff Bagwell. Solo shot with 2 down in the 1st inning. Now Raul Chavez was played a marvelous game. He also cracked a solo homer to begin the 3rd inning. And for a long time, David, it looked like that was going to hold up behind Oswalt.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Oswalt threw an outstanding game. I mean, he was right there, but we were saying it the whole game. We're only a bloop and a blast from this becoming a ball game. And that the play where we had 1st and 2nd with Biggio earlier, when he swung and hit into a double play, we wondered if that would come back and haunt this ball club.
Yeah, because it looked like they were going to bunt, and that was their intention at first, but then they pulled back the bunt. Garner decided not to bunt him. Instead, he hits into the double play, and that was a killer at the time. Smoltz 2+. He's already thrown 30 pitches now, and he missed with another one. Now, we got an injury update on Mike Hampton, who left the game after 6 1/3, allowing just 4 hits. He was outstanding. He's had all sorts of knee trouble, torn cartilage in the left knee. But today what got him was a tight left forearm. And that's why he had to come out in the 7th inning. Bunted out, looped down the infield, scooped up by Smoltz. Now he'll race back and tag out Palmeiro. Ensberg is safely into 2nd on the sacrifice bunt. Smoltz doing a good job racing over to cut off the ageless but still 46-year-old Julio Franco. So 1 away here.
Well, you see, Smoltz is an athlete. I mean, if this ball stays up just a little bit, you'll see him stretch out and dive and try to make a diving catch. But Palmeiro does his job. What he wants to do is get the runner Ensberg into scoring position. Now let's see if we can push him across.
Bobby Cox trotting out to check on Smoltz here as the Astros are announcing a pinch hitter. It'll be Lamb. So he will hit in the 8th spot. And he's going to be batting for Chavez in just a moment. Houston up 1-0. Bobby Cox says John Smoltz is just fine to continue. Tonight on Fox at 8 o'clock Eastern, the Dodgers will look to get even with the Cardinals in Game 2 of their series. Scheduled starters Jeff Weaver and Jason Marquis. Tomorrow on ESPN at 4 o'clock Eastern. The Angels trying to stay alive. They take on the Red Sox, who lead 2-0. Kelvin Escobar against Bronson Arroyo. Then at 8, it's the Yankees in Minnesota. Kevin Brown against Carlos Silva. Now Fonseca loosening in the Atlanta pen. And that's another one missing.
Well, I think when Bobby Cox went out, Mike Lamb is such a good hitter. The last thing that you want to do here is give him a fastball that he can handle, because he can handle just about anybody's fastball. You got Bruntlett on deck, and then you got Lane coming up after him, both right-handed hitters, possible ground ball candidates for a double play.
And 288 during the season. 1 ball and 1 strike on him. 1 career home run and a pinch hitting performance. Smoltz with a 1-1 pitch. Missed outside, and again, maybe some trouble with Phil Cuzzy, who's actually had a very consistent day, but Smoltz has not been thrilled with him since he came in.
Well, Smoltz is not thrilled with it, but it's a ball. I mean, this pitch is actually, it's off the plate. It's not a strike.
Ball's outside.
I mean, I can understand Smoltz wanting that pitch, but it's not a strike.
Popped him up into center field. Andrew Jones, the 6-time Gold Glover. The runner holding at second base. And they're 2 down. So that sends up Bruntlett, looking for a 2-out hit off of one of the best closers in the game, who on this day is also clearly the best hitting closer in the history of Major League Baseball. Don Smoltz with really a special moment for him, a base hit, although he did not score back in the 9th inning.
Well, let's see if another young kid can come up big. Jason Lane had a home run last night. Let's see if Bruntlett can get on the board.
He takes ball 1. Atlanta will have Chipper Jones due to lead off the bottom of the 10th. The 1-0 from Smoltz. Fouled straight back, and he was late on that cut. 1-1.
Well, I think at this point, facing Smoltz, he's got to look to go the other way. You hit John Smoltz trying to hit his fastball the other way so you can stay on his slider. If you're trying to pull anything off of John Smoltz, he's just going to send you back out.
A runner at second, 2 down. Breaking ball, that's swooped outside. Hard breaking ball off the outside corner, in the count 2-1. Both starters were very, very good. Mike Hampton, a former Astro, and Roy Oswalt, the 20-game winner. They both pitched into the 7th inning today. Here's the 2-1. Over but low, and it's 3-1. You can just see him biting his lip.
You see John Smoltz look over to see who's on deck. That's the first thing he did because he called that pitch a ball. He looked to see who's on deck, because he's gonna make sure this kid doesn't get a fastball in the middle of the plate. Slider time. Get ready, kid.
And he missed with it. Ball 4. Bruntlett is on. Second walk in the inning issued by Smoltz.
You have to remember, Smoltz is in his 3rd inning now. His pitch count is getting up, and he has a little frustration with pitches that I guess maybe normally are called strikes for him. 40 pitches at this point. I mean, that's a lot of pitches.
A lot of weight on his shoulders. Lane, the batter. He has 1 at bat in the series until now. 1 hit. That was yesterday, and he hit it out of the ballpark.
And a guy, when you talk to the Astros, they tell you he could be starting for a lot of teams. An outstanding hitter, a lot of power.
He takes a strike. And the crowd cheering rather derisively in support of Smoltz, and against the home plate ump, Phil Cuzzy. A 2-2 tie, top of the 10th. To the net, 0-2.
That's the kind of swing you've got to have off of John Smoltz right there. Stay on the ball.
And you know, Smoltz can do many things here. He can throw a fastball in tight, or he can try to throw a bounce one of those sliders. Got a young kid in a big situation, big ball game.
Both of the closers for these teams, Lidge and Smoltz, have worked a ton here today. The Braves want 1 more strike out of Smoltz. Just a foul at the plate. 0-2.
See, that's that split finger that you just can't tell if it's going to dart away from you, if it's going to hop like a fastball, or if it's just going to drop off the table like that pitch does right there. The thing that Smoltz does with that split finger is he can start it inside. You see a lot of hitters' hips start to open up thinking fastball, and that thing just drops right off the table.
First and second, the 0-2. Now a ball and 2 strikes on Lane. The Braves desperate to tie up this best of 5. Going on to Minute Maid in Houston, down 0-2 would be a death knell perhaps for the Braves. Here's the 1-2 pitch. He struck him out looking. The Astros put 2 men on, but they cannot overcome John Smoltz. He strikes out Lane. Chipper Jones will lead things off for the Atlanta Braves when we go to the bottom of the 10th in a moment.
If you're in business, you know you can pour a lot of money into advertising, trying to reach your potential customers. But if you think the results aren't adding up fast enough, add cable TV advertising to your plan. Cable's variety of programs let you target your best prospects right in your area. And cable is affordable, so you can afford to run more ads. Cable TV advertising. It works.
In our area, call Beth Brewer at 442-0704.
What do you get when you combine a banker with a ball player? A big hit for your community. These two teamed up to hit a home run when he got his bank to work with a community coalition and other groups in the area to improve the athletic fields. And she got all the kids to participate. Because together they knew if the kids were playing ball, they wouldn't be playing with drugs. Visit helpyourcommunity.org to see what your group can do. Because you get more
when you get together.
Till now.
When you've been recognized by J.D. Power & Associates as the most dependable heavy-duty full-size pickup truck, there's no need to be bashful. GMC Sierra, professional-grade engineering. It's not more than you need, just more than you're used to.
Reese Davis with you in the studio. Some news and notes from stories going on. Jamal Lewis of the Ravens pleaded guilty in a drug conspiracy case. He'll serve 4 months in federal prison and 2 more months in a halfway house. Sammy Sosa, he'll file a grievance over the fine levied by the Cubs for leaving the final game of the season early. And Johan Santana, Twins starter, expected to go in Game 4. Had a terrific bullpen session today, so he'll go for the Twins against the Yankees in Game 4. El Duque expected to go for the Yankees. Much more on that coming on SportsCenter, time permitting, following the Astros and the Braves. And we have college football coming up shortly. Marcus Hagans runs that Cavalier attack of Virginia. They're taking on Clemson in Charlottesville in a bit, guys.
Bottom of the 10th inning of National League Division Series game number 2 in a 2-2 tie. Smoltz with a big strikeout moments ago. Dan Maselli will take over now on the hill for the Houston Astros. And he fires low ball 1 on Chipper Jones, who has gone 0 for 3. A look at Maselli's season, a lot of appearances. Got a nasty case of pink eye in the month of September. Very unusual. He actually got it in both eyes and shut him down for a while. Pitch outside on Chipper. Osmus will receive him. He's the new catcher taking over for Chavez. They pinch hit for Chavez with a terrific day. In extra innings, the Astros have not done very well this year. They're 3-7. High fly down the left field line, headed for the corner. And Lane will watch that one go off into the stands. 2 balls and 1 strike. Atlanta under 500 in extra inning games, but 7-8, so a good deal better than the Astros. Franco on deck. Maselli's 2-1. High fly again to left, not deep. And right at the left fielder Lane for the out.
Now, when Chipper hit that ball, you saw the infielders pointing to the sky. This is a time of night where balls can get lost easily up in the sky.
A beautiful sunny day has turned into night in Atlanta as the game goes longer and longer. The game being played under protest by Atlanta. Watch those gentlemen pointing to the sky, David.
Immediately. See, you know when the sky is like this, you'll see the infielders pointing to try to help that outfielder who has to locate it and find that ball. And they can be missed. You can lose them up there. And that would be a huge play at this point in this game.
Franco got one at bat in game one and grounded out. He takes up and in for ball one. Now, if you take the 3 or 4 seasons Franco played overseas, with Chiba in Japan in 2005, plus Korea and Mexico. If you counted those as major league seasons, factor in about the 140 hits a year usually averages, he would be right about 3,000 hits for his career right now. A guy who broke into the big leagues in 1985 with Cleveland. Won the batting title for the Texas Rangers in 91. And David, he can still flat hit.
Oh, I joked with him today. I said, what would you do if I just took... As you see, look at the age. I mean, but he's built like he's 22. I mean, not too many people are in better shape than Julio. But I told him, I said, what if I just stole the keys to the weight room? What would you do? He said, I just tear it down. I just break the door down. But no one works out harder than Julio Franco. This guy's a leader on this ball club. A guy well respected.
The older you get, the harder you have to work, and you got to find new ways to keep yourself in shape.
Well, you'd love to see the series go 5 games, if for no other reason we might get a chance to see Franco hit against Clemens, which would be a combination of 88 years on this planet.
He told me he wants to play 4 more years.
Franco did. Fouled away here.
He said 4 more years. I believe he can do it. In the right role, not having to, playing first base. He's still a tough out.
He looks like it.
The Phillies signed Julio Franco at the age of 16 out of San Pedro de Macorís. He grounds this one routinely to Bruntlett, who throws him out. 2 away in the Atlanta 10th. So Perez will hit for the first time here. And a meaty part of the order, should this game go on to the 11th inning, due up for Houston. They get some big guns in Beltran and Bagwell and Berkman. Big one there for Atlanta. Andrew Jones. He has 1 hit today, a single. Perez grounds that one foul behind the plate in his first at bat of the division series.
Well, I think it was important that Qualls got in the ball game last night for the Houston Astros, simply because you've already got your feet wet in a ball game where the lead was already out of hand. He's going to end up having to come in with a tie ball game if he gets in this one tonight.
The crowd chanting for Eddie Perez. The base is empty, 2 down. 2-2 tie, bottom of the 10th. And he popped it up. Right side of the infield. Kent is there along with Bagwell, and Kent taps the mitt. He's got it. 1-2-3 they go. A lot of lumber coming up. Although not a lot of hits so far today, Bagwell has homered. We're tied 2-2 going to the 11th.
What a wicked game to play.
Sweetie.
To make me feel this way. What a wicked thing to do. To let me dream of you. What a wicked thing to say.
I love you.
You never felt this way. What a wicked thing to do.
Another fresh idea from Papa John's. Our new spicy Italian pizza. Loaded with pepperoni and Italian sausage. Now buy a large spicy Italian pizza for $13.99 and get a DVD movie.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Introducing 7-Up Plus. With 7-Up, fruit juice, calcium, vitamin C, and a refreshing berry flavor. For those who like to drink positive. Try new 7-Up Plus. When you add it all up, the only way to go is up.
Anguish. Words stories that should never define the taste of your energy bar. That's why there's Snickers Marathon, long-lasting energy bar with the great taste of Snickers. Snickers Marathon, the energy you crave.
Honey, who is going to want to buy your lime green hatchback?
Oh, sweet mercy. A lime green hatchback.
It's a thing of beauty.
No matter what car you're selling, Cars.com can help you sell it quickly and easily. From SUVs to minivans, even
The lime green hatchback. Tell me you still have it.
find the right car or buyer for you. Cars.com.
Don't forget, we've got a little college football Thursday coming your way. Charlie Whitehurst trying to get the Clemson offense on the right track against number 9 Virginia. College football prime time presented by Cooper Tires coming up as soon as we finish in Atlanta, guys.
But when will that be? This one is tied up 2-2, 11th inning. Division Series game number 2. Houston with a 1-0 lead in the best of 5. And Bobby Cox goes to his bullpen again. The oft-used Antonio Alfonseca. Good year for him. 6-4 with a 2.57 ERA.
Well, he has pitched very well. The only problems that he has is against left-handed batters, and he's going to face Beltran and Berkman in this inning with Bagwell mixed in between. I don't like that mix at all if I'm standing on the hill.
Beltran over there on the left side. 0 for 4 today with 3 strikeouts. So even though he said he was good to go after getting grilled in the ribs yesterday in game 1, there are indications to the contrary.
Well, I think it's definitely Bobby. It looks like 2 different people.
And he's about to go 0 for 5 to this point as he grounds out 1 man away in the 11th. And Bagwell marching up to the plate now. Yeah, 3 strikeouts and really not hitting a single ball hard today, even foul for Beltran.
Yeah, just watching his ABs, it looks like a totally different person today than yesterday.
He looks like he's trying to compensate a little bit for that pain that's in there because he's jumping at the ball instead of waiting and letting the ball come to him.
Well, Bagwell is known to jump at the ball and do a lot of damage when he does it. He homered back in the first inning off of Mike Hampton as the 3rd batter into the game. He lined it out of here to right field. He would dive across that plate. And he said yesterday when he doubled to right, that's exactly what he was trying to do. Not trying to pull it, which he does so well, but tag it deep to right.
But that's smart hitting, because once you go into a series, you want to find out how a team is going to try to get you out, and then you make your adjustment towards that. He had the big double yesterday. He had a home run today, so he's definitely looking out over the plate.
Well, he needs to try something else against Alfonseca, who's nailed him to the plate. 2 for 16 against Antonio.
Well, I think he's trying to get Alfonseca to get the ball up. He knows the ball is going to be running to him. He's not diving quite as much. If he can get a ball that'll start away and run back to the fat part of the bat.
Big righty flies that one in for strike 2-2.
Bagwell knows that was the pitch he needed to swing at.
But that's such a tough pitch. A great pitch for Alfonseca because his ball starts out as if it's outside, not even a strike, and then it runs back to the outside corner.
2-2, way outside. That one Bagwell laid off of. Now, each of his last 2 at-bats. The 6th inning, Bagwell popped up. He tossed the bat in anger. In the 9th inning, he popped up and did the same thing. Each time he had a pitch to drive, and he was very frustrated after those ABs. 3-2, grounded sharply down to get it. Chipper Jones. He's playing with a sore hand, but on the money for out number 2. Lance Berkman will bat now with nobody on base for Houston. The Astros carried a 2-0 lead into the bottom of the 7th inning with Roy Oswalt, who has won 20 games, on the mound. And for a long time today, it looked like Atlanta would not muster any kind of attack against the right-hander. But then they bounced back and scored runs in the 7th and 8th. That one ripped into center. Here comes Andrew Jones. He's done it. Side retired. Alfonseca gets the 1-2-3. Still tied up in the middle of the 11th. 2-2 in Atlanta. Right now we go to Sports Center and Dan Patrick standing by. Dan?
Thank you, Dave. Welcome to Sports Center. I'm Dan Patrick.
Also in Atlanta today, aside from the baseball game, Baltimore Ravens All-Pro running back Jamal Lewis pleaded guilty to a lesser charge in a federal drug conspiracy case. He admitted to using a cell phone to violate federal law by trying to set up a drug transaction in the summer of 2000. Lewis was accused of helping broker a cocaine deal for a co-defendant, Angelo Jackson, a childhood friend, during conversations with a government informant in Atlanta. Here's part of the agreement. Part of the plea agreement, drug conspiracy and attempted cocaine possession charges against Lewis were dropped. He's going to serve a sentence of 4 months in federal prison, 2 months in a halfway house during the NFL offseason. Lewis must also complete 500 hours of community service. The NFL has said it will review the court documents from today's proceedings and announce a decision on league discipline as soon as tomorrow. Here's Jamal Lewis's reaction.
I made a mistake 4 years ago when I was 20 years old that I'm paying heavily for, which I have to suffer the consequences, which I'm willing to do. But if nothing else, I hope the kids that follow me and support me will choose their friends wisely and just know who they have around them.
We expect in short order, I think the media has been reporting it, that the NFL commissioner, Mr. Tagliabue, will render some punishment to Jamal. Whatever punishment the NFL commissioner hands down, Jamal will accept and does accept and will comply with it.
Jamal Lewis's attorney referring to the commissioner and that decision expected to come down on Friday. Our NFL insider Chris Mortensen reporting it could be 2 to 4 games. If the suspension does come down on Friday, it's very likely Jamal Lewis could start his suspension as early as Sunday night when the Ravens meet the Redskins, a game on ESPN. Hope you're enjoying the baseball game. More of it. Back to Atlanta. Dave O'Brien and company. Dave?
Last Saturday, 11th inning, and the fans have really got into it big time in the last 3 or 4 innings. Well, they've been on their feet virtually the entire time.
They know with Andrew Jones walking to the plate, the chances of him being able to put a ball out of the ballpark, it can happen.
And instead he grounds this one weakly, but foul along third for strike 1. Andrew in the game, 1 for 4 with a base hit.
But you do feel like you've moved into a different stadium now from earlier in the game. There wasn't this type of enthusiasm, but now
they definitely got the chop working right now.
Yeah, it's working out.
Maselli on the hill for Houston, pitching into his second inning.
But JD, you are right. The fans know with one swing of the bat, Andrew Jones can end this game.
Well, he has had that flair going back to his very first World Series for the dramatic home run. Back when he was a teenager, he had 29 during the season.
And the thing about Andrew is he can hit the ball out of any part of the baseball field.
That jam there, and he fought it off. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And in game 1 of this series, one of a 9-3 blowout for Houston, but he took the rocket out of the ballpark.
You see how he turns on the fastball, but as JD said, he can do it out of center field and right center field as well.
Behind in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's the leadoff hitter in the 11th. Swing and a miss. He strikes out. Maselli gets it. 1 gone in the Brave 11th.
Well, this looks like a backup slider that starts in the middle of the plate and doesn't do anything. The ball just stays straight. Andrew sees it as a slider and tries to go out to get it, and it goes the other way. That's the kind of pitch that if you're a pitcher, if you could market that, you'd use it all the time. It's spinning one way. A hitter expects it to go away from him, and the ball sinks down and in.
Here's Charles Thomas looking for his first hit today, which has turned into tonight. He is 0 for 4.
Another guy, though, who needs to start swinging the bat a little better. Also, he's the kind of guy, if he gets on base, he can cause some problems on the base path as well.
Inside around the thumbs. Eli Marrero has come to the on-deck area. He is Bobby Cox's last remaining position player. He has had to use John Smoltz to hit for himself earlier. That worked out beautifully because Smoltz singled in the 9th, although he was stranded. And he was stranded at third base. Had he scored, the game would be over. So Marrero comes out. Bobby Cox has nobody left in terms of position players. And Marrero, also a catcher, of course, being used very late, moments away from being used. Ground ball by Bagwell and into right field for a base hit. He takes a big turn. He stumbled a little bit, but gets into first base safely. Thomas with a single with 1 down off Maselli.
And this is the guy you want to have on a base path right now. gets a pitch middle in and pulls it right past Bagwell, who's actually guarding the line, so as a result is not able to cover that pitch. But this is a guy down, a ball in the gap. He's scoring. He has that type of speed.
Well, I've got to believe that somewhere along the line, Charles Thomas is going to take a chance to steal second base. We've got one out here. The Braves have got to get a runner to second base, and this guy's got the wheels to be able to do it.
Thomas may be faster than for Paul. Guerrero takes a breaking pitch outside, 1-0. A 2-2 tie in the 11th inning. Guerrero can hit. 320 with 10 home runs during the season. He drove in 40.
Yeah, it is interesting because J.D. Drew ran into an out. You don't know if Bobby wants to be that aggressive right now. You got a guy, Morel's a pretty good hitter. If he gets a ball into these gaps, you're guaranteed to win this. He'll score. I don't know if you want to take a chance and run into another out. That's being overly aggressive, I think, if you try that.
You know, earlier, David, you were talking about the Braves needing someone, a go-to guy inside the dugout to fire up this ball club. And who might that be? As they forge the tie here, it might be Chipper Jones. This is in between innings now. Look at what he does with Charles Thomas here.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm talking about. That's what you need to do. Chipper is the leader of this ball club, you know, and it means a lot when it's Chipper Jones rallying the troops.
Rather forcefully. Popped him up right around the plate. Osmus still wearing the mask, but he's got it. 2 down.
Now, Jeff, this is when I would try to take the bag. Because if you're thrown out, you still have for a call leading off the next inning.
So we'll see what Bobby Cox has in mind. We know he has in mind protesting this game because back in the 7th inning, he filed one against Phil Gardner and the Houston Astros. For call, steps to bat now with 2 down in the 11th.
The thing with Maselli is he's slow to the plate anyway. Osmus is a fine catcher, can throw very well, but Maselli is slow to the plate.
The runner goes. A strike. The throw, not in time. And it's a stolen base for Thomas.
That's not even close.
Easy.
The reason I was saying that earlier about Marrero is because you get a jump like this guy can get with the speed that he has and as slow as Maselli is to the plate. You know as well as I do that you elevate your game when you have a runner in scoring position. It may have made a difference for Marrero. It may not have. Who knows? We won't know that now. But maybe it'll make a difference for Cal right here.
Well, he drove in 59 runs during the regular season. Did not get that one. And he is quickly behind 0-2, but he had a single for an RBI in the 7th inning that made it 2-1 at the time.
Well, this is an off-speed pitch. Looks like a split finger that he throws. It's down and away from Furcal. Swings right over the top of it. Furcal needs to be thinking about just slapping the ball the other way, not pulling the ball out of the ballpark.
The 0-2 moved him back on a jackknife, 1-2.
Because in this situation, especially with Thomas at second base, normally you're not going to score with a single to left field. But you've got Lane out there. He's playing deep. You slap this ball in the hole, Charles Thomas is probably going to score from second base, even on a single to left field.
Well, he's going on contact. You know, he doesn't have to wait to see what happens.
Swing the drive right field. Way back. Turning Brickman is gone. Atlanta wins it. Atlanta wins it. They tie the series. Rafael Furcal, no less, with a game winner. A walk-off at Turner Field. Rafael Furcal says, forget about slapping it. I'm going to win it.
Well, this is definitely a game that they needed. Did not want to go into Houston down 2. But boy, what a momentum changer this is.
In 11 innings, Rafael Furcal with 2 down in the bottom of the 11th. A walk-off 2-run homer to beat Maselli in Houston and knock the series at 1 game apiece.
Well, if you had a ticket to this ball game tonight, or if you were watching, you saw just about everything that could possibly happen in a baseball game and some.
And Bobby Cox says, what protest?
Yeah,
I don't remember any protest.
What telephone?
Another look at the game-winning swing by Furcal.
Well, they went right back with that split finger. But this one, he left middle in and down.
And you can see for Cal, step towards the first base dugout, looking for something just to jerk, and he does.
And he knew it was gone as soon as he hit it.
Yeah, he hit that right off the fat part of the bat. That wasn't a first thrower. That was a definite. See you later.
Thomas, who had singled and stolen the base, scores in front of Fricall, the hero today. As the bench comes alive. Yeah, they certainly are. For a long stretch, the Rays bench was pretty quiet today. Not in the end, and not at Turner Field. Rafael Fricall, whose division series began in a courtroom yesterday. In Game 2, it ends with a home run. 4-2 the final for David Justice, Jeff Bradley, Dave Ryan, and our entire ESPN crew. I'm Dave O'Brien. And right now, let's take you out to Virginia as the Cavaliers look to remain unbeaten as they take on Clemson. What a finish here. In extra innings, the Braves win it to tie the series. Now let's go out to Mike Tirico, Kirk Herbstreit, and Lee Corso. Fellas, take it away and see if you can top this.
And after that amazing moment in Atlanta, we move it north to Charlottesville, Virginia to see one of the best teams in the country. Undefeated number 9 Virginia on College Football Primetime, presented by Cooper Tires from the campus Thomas Jefferson Fountain. Taking on Clemson. So far, so good for Virginia. Led by an alum who made his name in the NFL, the Cavs are positioned for an ACC run. Their new quarterback has performed like a veteran on the way to 4-0. With star linebacker Ahmad Brooks leading a great linebacking core, Virginia's in the top 10 for the first time in 6 years. Clemson finished last season with 2 wins over top 10 teams, and expectations were high for 2004, but Tommy Bowden's bunches turned it into a nightmare season. Too many turnovers. Quarterback Charlie Whitehurst has to protect the ball tonight if Clemson wants to pull off another top 10 upset. Since '98, buoyed by a sellout crowd here at Scott Stadium, takes on Clemson. College Football Primetime, presented by Cooper Tires, available on ESPN HD, thanks to Best Buy and Phillips. Hi, folks, Joe Adams on the sideline. Mike Tirico, Lee Corso, Kirk Herbstreit. What a finish to the Braves-Astros game. I think we may have a good game here tonight. Question about this whole weekend. Who are the best teams in the country? Virginia wants to know if they're part of that argument or not.